Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch, it's Boys Day. Today is a Boys Day. On the couch, it is our good friend from, well, where do I start? Should I put Bungalower first?
Yeah. Or Canada.
Okay, from Canada.
Yeah.
Works at Bungalower.
Or your dad's house.
Works at Bungalower and the bus.
The
Only thing dragging him down right now is
the bus.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our good friend Brendan O'Connor.
Hey, y'all. A couple things.
Somebody else's catchphrase. You can't use that. You can't. Somebody else's catchphrase.
Who?
Savannah.
Oh, well.
It's a different. Don't need any radio wars.
40 years ago.
Don't need any radio wars.
People are already calling radio wars.
The Mess Fest is happening at the Orlando Science Center
Yes.
May 18th through 19th.
My wife's face was a mess fest last night.
All right. I knew we shouldn't have promoted on this show.
What are you talking about? She was eating spaghetti. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I
I love
made a
spaghetti.
nice bolognese. You are a disgusting man.
So that's where they create slime and explosions of. You ever seen the internet videos where someone pours something in a beaker and it goes, and it shoots out
Elephant, what's it called? It's like elephant foam.
Yeah.
Toothpaste, elephant toothpaste.
They do all that stuff.
Yeah, elephant toothpaste.
So,
and it's like napalm. It's hot. You could burn yourself.
Is it hot?
Yeah. People do like swimming pools full of it.
Really?
Of
Yeah.
elephant toothpaste.
This is my algorithm.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that.
Oh, wow.
But this sounds great. This is Mess Fest. Yeah.
And then also modernpi.com if you're looking for a plumber. It's our brand new plumbing sponsor.
Could be confusing, though. Modern PI sounds like you're hiring a private investigator who's got all the gadgets. Right?
Also, could be they could fix your mess fest.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
What's that? It's your dad coming over and he's like, you haven't trimmed your hedges and this is the last time I was here. Fix your mess.
Why did dads do that?
Yeah. Let me go. You got to rake your
My
backyard.
dad used to
I'm
do
gonna
that.
do that
On my
with my
first
son.
house. My first house, my dad used to come over and he'd be like, the grass is low, let me mow it. And then he'd
Aw.
want to do it.
Love language, acts of service.
You know, the saddest, the only memory I have of my dad is my dad pulling out of my driveway in Deltona. And at this point, he was so old.
The only time he pulled out.
No, he tried to put his legs down to stop because this lady pulled out in front of him and he was on his motorcycle and he just slowly fell over.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
come on.
it's
What
very
else?
sad.
Like the
I like to
president.
remember my dad at his weakest point.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the minute I knew that I was now the namesake because he was a weak man.
All right, I promise this is going to be quick, and I'm going to stop bitching about it, and we'll move on. But, Brendan, when's the last time you've dealt with the DMV?
Oh. When I got my license.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
No other problems?
I just had to get a renewal. I don't know how much I want to say. My license
oh my God,
expired.
This guy's fighting with the DMV actively right now.
No, my license expired on my birthday, which is in October, and I finally just got a new one.
Oh my God, you're in October. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you
6
something with
months
love?
ago.
Can I tell you
I
something with
know.
love?
Yeah.
You could not be more perfect for this show. Can I tell you that with love?
Yeah.
That's with love.
That's how I'm taking it.
That you should take it that way.
Okay.
We only would want to fraternize with somebody that's that
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
irresponsible. That
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you've done that.
My passport expired, and I couldn't get a new passport because my license was
you got to
expired.
get passport before global entry. I found that out for my wife.
Yeah.
And then her and Crystal were talking about that because they're trying to get the global entry again.
Yeah.
And then you got to get your passport
I don't
done,
know
but
what that means. I don't know why I said yeah. What do you mean global entry?
That's the one you get so they don't know they know you're not
It's
a
like
terrorist.
the clear.
It's a non-terrorist one.
Where you go and you apply. It's really just a way to make more money,
It
but
is.
it's also a way to wait less when you're traveling because you get in a different line. It's like we already background checked
I've
you.
seen that
Yeah, you
line.
get that sweet white people line.
Global entry, white people line.
It does work.
Oh.
I've
It
used
works. It
it.
The
works.
privilege.
Yeah, it is so good. You stand in line, and then before you know it, you leave the brown people line.
Which I always do think when I'm standing in line, I'm like, well, how do you know I didn't become a terrorist after I went through the whole, background
Conversion
check?
takes longer than that.
It doesn't?
Yeah, standard indoctrination takes a little longer. You can't get indoctrinated that quickly.
Also, you
Depends
didn't
how hot they are.
you didn't do much research. Like
It does look like a racist line, though. It does. Like when you look at it, it's a racist line.
I just showed up and you took my picture.
There's
Like
no
you,
luggage. It's
Yeah.
just
You didn't-
people with glitter skin.
But they're really.
you didn't interview my
They interviewed my
elementary
baby.
school
They
teacher.
interviewed my baby. They interviewed my daughter.
They did. Who's
yeah,
they?
we had to take her to this place, and then this
What?
FBI agent had to
No.
talk. Yes. Yeah, they had to interview and take her photo and everything.
To make
Your
sure
sons
that
have
you-
done this too. You just weren't there.
What?
You got to take them, and they got to
No, well,
meet a border agent or whatever.
I was there. I just showed up and took a picture. They didn't ask me shit.
They didn't talk to your kid.
No, they were. I
No.
just showed up. And
Yeah,
Well,
Crystal,
then what
that's
did
not
Andrea
normal.
take me? No, then you didn't do it. No, Andrea,
did it.
No, you didn't. I'm telling you, you
Like
didn't.
as a preemptive
Andrea
thing?
took me on this thing where both parents had to be there in front of the agent, and you had to like sit down and talk to him, and he asked you all these weird questions, and then they talked to my daughter.
I think
What'd
they
they
were
say?
making sure you weren't human trafficking a little girl.
Well, that too,
Hold
but
on.
yeah, you had to meet an agent, and they had to see Maisie, and I had to be there. It was like one of those things like the bank does. You know, like the bank does for you and I, where you have to be there and I have to be there, and then we have to be like shake hands in front of them. And that's
did
how
I
they-
forget this?
I think you did.
Because
People block out trauma.
No,
Hold on. The chat room. I did TSA pre-check. They bring you into the Fed's formal interview. Yeah.
Oh.
TSA pre-check.
Hold on, I got Crystal on the line because
Oh,
I'm
what
gonna
line?
because
What
she did this and I lost my passport too when this whole trailer thing. I'm gonna bitch about the.
Okay. We're not there yet.
Hey babe, when we did the
Hi.
Beb.
the TA or
Brad,
TSA,
Brad, hey, it's me,
Hey,
Brad.
babe.
Hey, Brad.
I remember you called me to
They're
the
so cute.
Sanford airport or some shit.
Oh,
and
you
then
went to Sanford? Oh, that's not a real airport, dude.
Wait,
That's
back up. I don't know what you're talking about.
the
Okay,
TSA
he
pre-check.
says I'm a goddamn liar, like Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson,
Not wrong.
because I said that the TSA pre-check, they took me into a room with the Fed, and me and Andrea and Maisie, and they had to talk to Maisie, and they stood her up on the chair so she could be eye level with the Fed, and he's talking to her, and he's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Maisie did it," and it was like a whole thing.
Did you have to do that with your kids?
We went to the Orlando International Airport into a room with a
Oh.
person. I can't remember. He had a badge. I don't know who he was or
What did I
whatever,
say?
but
It's a
he,
janitor.
This guy, Tom doesn't remember this because he takes
Was
too
I
many
there?
marijuana pills.
No.
Your husband is on the marijuana pills. He takes too many.
No.
He said, "Did I forget this?" And I told him, "Yes, he did." And he
I-
called me a goddamn liar like Bubba Whoop-Ass
Yeah.
Wilson. And then we had to call you.
That's my
we had
Florida
to go with
medicine.
both his. Yeah, they didn't put him up on a box and make him eye level. That's some I don't know, macho.
Yeah, he
stuff,
was like,
but-
no, my guy, you nailed it, Crystal. My guy was a macho,
macho
Latin
man.
real man. He was a
So yeah,
Latin.
he's like
I like that.
He was a Latin
yeah.
real man with big muscles.
I bet.
Yeah,
it
he's
sounds
like
you're
not going
about
to
to
get
a
down
lap
on her
dance.
level. But our kids, they did have to talk to our kids. They just asked them questions like, "What is your name?"
Yeah.
Or I don't think they were even old enough to know their
Point
birthdays.
on the doll where your father touches.
What is it about?
Did they? Well, I guess it's a background check so that you
It,
go.
it wasn't for TSA pre-check. It was global entry, so it was, I think, a little bit more
There you go.
more in depth, maybe. I don't know, but it's so you can go to the front of the line or skip the line at customs.
Yeah, the white people
Never-
line. We've been through this.
They didn't ask me anything.
I think it's an anti-trafficking thing.
Did they ask me something? I remember
What, you
they-
insulted
I
now
got-
that you weren't asked?
Well, I got the same pre-check, and then no one asked me shit.
I'm sure they did. You were with us. I'm pretty sure you were with us.
Well, you kind of
We all
blend
went.
in. You and Tommy kind of blend into the background. You don't want to be asked
I
anything.
blame the marijuana pills. Anyway, okay, so back to the goddamn DMV. So I'm
Oh
glad.
my God.
So now
These
that Chris is okay,
This is the
Brendan.
craziest story that I've ever heard.
is it no?
Literally, can I tell you something? When this happened, I stood there in front of the first man I talked to, and I was like, nobody is going to believe that this is happening to us or to him, because it could only happen to you.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's only you. You have the orb. You are mystically
Okay.
R-word. Like you have the universe, and then yours is R-worded.
Okay,
Your universe.
R-worded.
there's-
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you
It's,
can't say it.
It's my
Reagan.
fault for the most part, but this.
How?
No,
is it your fault?
this
is
isn't
not,
my fault
This is not your fault, dude.
because
Well, karmically.
that could be.
no comment.
So basically, Crystal, I sent Crystal to renew my boat registration and my trailer registration, Brendan.
I'm listening.
Sorry, you wanted my peanut butter pretzels.
No,
you
no.
wanted peanut butter pretzels. You said run it loose. I'm running it loose.
and then so she went to the DMV and she's like, hey, I need to renew this.
Of course, she's a great wife. She's going to do you a favor. This is one of the things. She's checking off something on the list. She's going there to do you a solid.
Yeah. So tell
What a good
us
wife.
what happened.
Well, I just went in with I guess I didn't have anything, did I?
No,
Well,
you don't-
anyway.
You don't need anything. By the way, you can get
yeah.
anybody's license or registration renewed. I got Seth's,
That's
his
true.
car,
Yeah.
fucking,
Bad Cat 69.
his
or whatever the fuck it
registration
is,
renewed. You don't even need to own it.
Yeah.
You just, you tell them the license plate number, and
Yeah.
they're like, you want to pay for the
Yeah,
renewal?
you want to
Go
give me
ahead."
money? Sure, give me money, idiot.
Which I did not know,
Right,
but anyway.
then they give you the sticker. So what if you're just like, I'm going to get it, and then I'm not going to, I don't know. I guess I don't know why you would do that.
That's a
but
good
I
prank,
think
by
that's
the way.
weird. There's not enough. Yeah.
It's like going to the
sometimes I
bank
feel-
and saying, can I put $100 in this bank account? And people are like, that's not your account. And you're like, I know. It's the ultimate prank. You know, it's like a weird, it'd be a
Paying it
weird
forward.
thing to do.
But that
too
that
weird.
reminds me, I am going to go
If
get
you want to do that, go ahead.
Seth's sticker next time and then just throw it in the garbage. So that when he
You
goes
should
and gets
stick it to the head of your dick, take a photo, and wait until it's expired, and then send him the dick.
just to cause them the pain in the ass when
Yeah.
they are like, oh, it's already been renewed, you know,
Yeah.
you know, and then he's like, no, it hasn't, because they will not believe you. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, anyway, I just went in there to renew it, and the guy said, okay, well, I got the boat, but the trailer, there's no trailer under this profile or whatever. And so I said, well, maybe it's under mine. He looked under mine. I gave him your driver license number. He couldn't find it. So I said, well, that's weird because I don't know how, what do I do? And he said, well, go take a picture of the tag and bring it back. So I drove to Sanford. I took a picture of the boat and the tag and the trailer and everything.
gosh.
You should have called them
God.
and made them do it, by
Yeah.
the way. When they've already
Why did you drive to Sanford?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
God.
They're
Wanted
just-
to handle it.
They're just sitting behind the desk at Boat Tree.
To
I
be
know
honest,
it.
Every time I call there, it's like the people that work there, it's like the first time they've ever heard of a boat before.
It's
This is a good commercial.
And this is a boat
This is good
storage
commercial.
place?
I do like the places you call, and when you call them, you know that they're too busy to help you from second to number one. When they're like, "There's boat truck."
But they're not busy.
No, they're not.
Go there. You're just sitting there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's like
all
they're,
right.
What's
they're
that?
high. And
Hold on.
right.
Hold on. What?
So then what happens?
So you took
So
the
anyway,
picture.
so then I came back and I had to sit in the line again, or get in the line again or whatever. So I'm there for 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
Call my
baby.
number.
If only you had
So I
global pre-check.
Well, yeah, right. It's a long desk. Like there's 15 or 18 stations or whatever. So I'm all the way at number one. And they
Which
call
DMV
me
are
to,
you
like,
at? Are you at the
it's-
one?
It's on Wilshire and 436.
Okay.
So it's like in Castleberry.
That's a great DMV. I'm a big fan of the
It
Castleberry
is
DMV.
great. You know
Yeah.
what? Honestly, they do get you
Yeah.
in and out of there pretty
They
quick.
do. I'm a fan.
But anyway, so they call my number. I put my purse on my shoulder and I start walking the long length of this counter.
Wait a
By the
minute.
time I
Why'd
got
you
to
put
the
your
other-
purse on your shoulder? There were suspiciosos there.
So when I got to the other end, I walk up and the lady she has like the most attitude on her face I've ever seen. And she goes, "You're bean number 176? I was just about to skip you." And so I'm like, what? Okay. Well, anyway, what can I do for you?
Well,
So
you
she's
were
just, like,
because
giving
you
me a
were
total
moving
attitude.
too slow, Crystal.
I did say that. I was like, well, did you
Yeah.
take your time?
You were
Was I
sauntering
running?
up there.
I mean, I wasn't running, but okay. Anyway,
How much time
she
did
was
they
just-
give you?
not enough.
3
I don't
seconds.
know.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
I'd be mad.
She was totally unhelpful, and she wouldn't tell me anything. All she told me was, you sold your trailer in 2001. And I said, no, I did not.
For
This was-
marijuana
here's
pills.
my
Yeah.
trailer.
It checks out. It checks
I
out.
could tell by the way you look. This
Yes.
is Castleberry.
So
As-
somebody else had your title?
This lady said, as you
Well-
put your purse
well,
on
I
your
didn't
shoulder,
know.
I knew your husband was addicted to marijuana and sold his trailer for marijuana pills.
At the time, I didn't know where the title was or what, I didn't
I'm
know
very
what was
invested
happening.
in
I
this.
thought, I'm just going to come back with the license plate number, and then they're going to, figure it out, and I'll pay, and
Give
I'll
me the
move on with
sticker,
my
sure.
life. So she's telling me, you sold your trailer in 2001, and I said, well, to who? And she said, well, I can't tell you that.
What?
And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, who sold it? Who's it sold from? Was it sold from me or my husband? And she said, I can't tell you that.
What?
So
Yeah, it's all secret.
But she
It's
said-
like she's not on there. This is man's business.
she said, she basically said, this trailer or this tag doesn't exist anymore, and the trailer has been sold. And I'm
Good
like,
day.
can you look at this picture, please? This is my boat. This is my trailer. Here's the tag that's on it. I don't understand what you're.
Oh
she
my
just
God, I'd
wouldn't
be
tell me
asking
the
for the
information.
manager. I'd be busting
There
out
is
my
no
carry.
manager of the DMV.
She was
That's
so, honestly, she was so mean to me.
the manager
actually
of the
mean that she
DMV is the
intimidated me.
world's largest living, and it's just a butthole.
I'd be pulling
It's-
my Karen wig out of my purse right there and say,
Oh,
this is
I
what's
was
happening.
honestly I was so intimidated by her. I just was like, okay, yeah, I'll go do what you say. Bye.
Okay.
So she told me to have TC come down there. So then TC goes down there, and they're like, we told your wife that you had to bring the boat down here.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And
that's not what happened
The whole
first.
thing is,
I show up, and then I'm like, all right. My wife was here. She said that the trailer that we own that's underneath our boat is, you say we don't own anymore.
Yeah,
That's a
currently
problem.
in your possession. I think it is important to say
And-
that
Yeah.
this trailer is currently in your possession. It's the only trailer you've ever had with this boat. It's the one the only one you've used. It's the Donzi trailer, right?
Yes. By the way, I stewed on this for hours yesterday after I left, and I figured it all out. By the way, so
of course, guys. Hey, guess what?
because just by the
hey
way,
guys, guess what? He figured it all.
just by the way they acted, and I'll explain. I showed a lady my the picture of the tag. I'm like, this is our boat, and she's like, well, it says here that tag's not registered under anything, and it says you sold this trailer in 2001.
Sure.
And I'm like, no, I did not. I still
I don't
own this
know.
trailer.
I don't know.
I
think
did
you're a
not sell
liar.
it.
I think you're a liar.
And then she's like, well, and then I'm like, well, what do we do about this? This is my trailer. Somehow it got registered under someone else. Like, what? So she got up and went to what I believe to be the manager that's sitting behind the whole row. And then I.
That's the banker. It's like Deal or No Deal. It's just a shadow of there.
So she wanders over there, and then I see her talking to her, and then the manager looks up for her desk, mad, and she's like, she's yelling, but this is far away from me, right? So,
I got a man over here who's hopped up a marijuana pill who says that this trailer is not his.
But he doesn't remember because he's so full of marijuana pills.
so then I'm looking at it, and
He's
I'm
like Pigpen from Peanuts.
and I'm like, what are they talking about? What could be what are they
What's the
happening? Right?
problem?
So then I see another person wander up there, a gentleman,
A manager's manager?
I don't even
He
know.
looked like Stanley from The Office.
So he's now talking to them, and he does that move where he looks up, and I catch eye contact with him, like he's seeing, like, and then I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
shit,
hey.
marijuana pills is looking at me.
And then so this goes on for 3 minutes. Like it's not that long, but 3 minutes is a,
Keep your voice
They
down.
were
The high guys
workshopping
look.
it. They were workshopping it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all think taking it.
So the lady comes back,
What do you
and,
want to do? This guy's high. Do you think he has a gun?
and then she's like, "You're gonna have to bring the trailer to us so we could check the
In
VIN
an
number."
ultimate form of him making you
And I'm like,
bow
"Bring the boat
down
tra-"
to DMV. Bring us your trailer.
And then
But
I'm like,
that makes sense. It's like an analog fix, right? They're
But-
like, you could just be showing a photo of something. They don't know that you actually
That's
have
okay.
it. So they're like, prove
yeah,
it.
I see what Brendan's saying.
Prove it.
okay, but
Our system's infallible,
But you-
and it says you sold it. So
Well-
produce this thing that you had.
but
Go ahead, Crystal.
well, their system is not because
Oh, that's what they're thinking.
they have said that we sold something that we did not sell.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm just saying.
If the system
I
was
was
that good,
I was method
So
acting.
just show them the
No,
title.
I-
Show them the title and be like, hey, here's the title. There's no other signature on this. It says Tom Van in it.
this is how I know they fucked up.
Okay.
And because they never asked me, hey, just produce the title, like or whatever. And that's what fucked me up yesterday because we couldn't find the title. Then I realized because of Blanchard Insurance, because I have boat insurance, Blanchard Insurance had my original
they hold
a
it.
picture of my boat title.
Oh, nice.
And then when I saw the picture, I
Maybe
realized
Hoover.
I never had a physical title. I opted just to
Digital?
keep it digital.
Yeah.
Because it was $12 to print it. I was like, well, I only
you're
need it when
cheap.
I
You're
sell
cheap.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need a
Tommy
physical.
Tommy told me you care more about money than you do your son.
So what happened?
so-
Did you bring the trailer?
No,
back?
hold it. This is yesterday. So
Okay.
I go back there today, right? So back to how I know they fucked up. They said that we need to show up with the boat trailer. We'll go look at it and then put it back in your name. And then I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like any sort of goddamn like by the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that by the book? Like how do you know
That is some backwoods shotgun wedding bullshit.
How
And
do
you
you
can't look up. You can't look it up.
How do you know I didn't steal it from the guy you say owns it now? And
There
then I
could be
just showed him-
someone laying in a pool of blood right now.
And then you're just gonna put it back into my name like that you know you fucked up because you could tell that the title's never printed. How
But-
did it get in this guy's name?
But here's my question. Why not just say, because you don't have to say you fucked up. If you're this lady, why not just say to Crystal, to you, and just say, yeah, it appears that somebody made a mistake here. I'll fix it.
So
Why
just
not
get her
do?
done.
Why are you not allowed to do?
Get
why,
her done.
What is taking
That-
away?
I would be fine with that, but I got mad because I assumed this was all my fault.
Because they're acting as if they did nothing wrong.
Yes,
Right.
That's what I hate.
I get it.
Take accountability for it. Then if you're
this
like,
is what he hates, by the way.
Well, they have
this is
a
why he
pa-
always blames himself for everything because it's like somebody's got to have accountability.
They have a paper trail in front of them that says it's sold. That's what they're looking at, right?
Yes,
And
yeah.
so, as far as they know, they did nothing wrong because on paper it looks like they did everything
But
right.
how did that happen?
Someone messed up a VIN number.
Yes.
One of the numbers
That's-
is off. or
But
something.
that's what I want
Yeah.
them to tell me.
Oh, no, they
because,
won't.
Because I want what. That's what makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Is that because I assumed this yesterday was all my fault that I lost the title. I did some fucked up
Yeah,
shit.
you were real negative when you were leaving.
I think
here
you need to
yesterday.
shift your perspective on a win here, to like you're just the win is getting the title. The win is
Well, not anymore, Brendan.
Yeah,
Brendan, his perspective has changed.
This is your fault, Bob scenario from back another boat problem. Anyway,
You've had a lot of problems with this. I did want to. One time in the future, I would like for you to bring up the joy this boat has given you.
I'll blame myself for everything. Everything. Even when my wallet got stolen from my truck, I blame myself. Shouldn't have left my truck.
Well, you
unlocked.
should have. Hey, you should have blamed yourself because that was your fault.
oh.
That makes me mad. It makes me mad that you're blaming me. I want to blame myself.
So this is love.
You stay the fuck out of it.
Himself, and then Crystal got in front of it real fast and said, "No, I'm going to blame you before you can blame yourself."
Someone call that a swoop.
Wouldn't it be funny?
That was a
You
great
swoop
swoop.
down
Yeah.
and crow
That
blame me.
was Blue Jay Crow style.
Wouldn't
That
it be
was-
funny if you actually did sell the trailer, but then they never picked it up, and then you just kept
Is
it?
it possible you were so high that you sold the trailer?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
But it was possible that I gave Andrea's dad instead of the
Oh.
title. This is what I was thinking yesterday. I
yeah.
even talked to Andrea. I was
You
like,
did.
"Could I?"
without talking to me first? This man goes and calls another man's wife.
Whoa.
Without going to
No,
the man first.
She showed up to give you your medicine or something.
I call other people's
she
husbands.
stopped by
once.
the studio to say hi to me, and I was at the house.
So, and then I was like, "Did I
So they
give
did
your
it.
dad your Daniel's mom's trailer title?" And then
God,
he
we are some backwoods.
But it
Would
was-
you
it
just
wasn't-
listen to what you're saying.
it wasn't my fault.
Andrea's dad, Daniel's
So when are you
mom's
going back?
trailer.
Okay, went back this morning.
Okay.
and,
Oh my
and then
God.
so I'm
enough is enough.
So and
You
I
shoot
know-
up the place this time?
No,
What'd you do?
no, because I was gonna be like, wait a minute.
Can't make that
You
joke.
can't make that.
I was
joke.
like,
You can't.
you are asking me. By the way,
But you
Because
did.
it happens.
there's no place to. I'm gonna fucking bring my boat and trailer, goddamn 25-foot trailer
You gotta
into
park
the
it. You
DMV.
gotta park it at CC's Pizza and walk over.
There's no,
20. That's a big trailer.
there's no place to park. This place
nice
is
boat.
shit packed. It's Castleberry. Everybody's having an unfortunate
Are you
problem.
right?
Are you going to bring Brendan out on
Just
your boat?
park it right in the middle. Park it right in the middle, right by the
Hey,
front.
they told you to bring
They
it.
told
Why
you
don't
to bring
be
it.
Why don't you do that? Why don't
So
you be
here
a
it
Florida
is.
dickhead and park it right on
Yeah,
the
so
sidewalk?
here you go.
Well, then the fucking cops come and they're
And you're like, hey, they told me to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Salt Life,
There's
motherfucker.
nowhere else to go. Salt Life. Hashtag Salt Life.
Salt Life.
then the other people are yelling, like, I don't want to do any of this. And by the way, I didn't do nothing.
did nothing.
I just was fucking sitting
He
here.
did nothing.
I did nothing.
He just no.
That's why I'm
you know What
mad.
you did? You know what you did wrong?
I just sat
Can
here.
I tell you what you did wrong? You tried to pay the government for the sticker.
No, I should have never done
Shoulda
that.
never done
My
it.
pop-up said I'd
Yep.
fuck the government.
Yep, just scratch it like it's dirty, put a smudge over it, and carry on.
Don't listen to Dan.
Yeah, don't even
listen,
pay him.
Don't listen to him.
You think I registered my electric scooter conversion that I'm doing?
You better.
Because guess what? When I go down there, they're gonna make me register it as an electric vehicle. You think I'm telling the government that? Fuck you!
Yeah.
Is it under
Come get
50
me.
cc's?
What?
Oh no, it's super.
Yeah.
It'll blow your tits off
they-
now.
Oh.
Well, electric motors,
Yeah.
there's no
There's
really
no guidelines.
rules.
Too new.
Yeah,
It's too new.
Oh, that's fun.
This thing will do 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, so
That's too fast, Dan.
It really is.
I got mad because I was like, now you're making me go. I'm gonna have to take a half day off work, go pick my boat up, drive it fucking down to Castleberry, into the parking lot, and do what? Like get out.
And then
And
you
you
gotta
did
have
it.
And then
But
you
you
have to
did
get
it.
the lady
No.
from the DMV, a big black mama, to come out in like my scooter and have her lay in her purple silk pants on the ground to check the VIN number or whatever.
So you're
you
just
know.
not going to do it?
Well, I went back in there to I'm like, can I speak to a manager? And this is this morning, right? And the place is
My
shit packed,
God,
by
he
the
had
way.
his Karen wig.
And then I knew this was a mistake right from the beginning. Because right when I walked in, I walked into chaos.
Why didn't you let
Everybody's
Crystal,
pissed.
Crystal, why didn't you, would you have done this for him? Because
No.
Crystal's very good at this.
No. But they need to talk to me because
Because
Yeah,
you're
they
the
wouldn't
title
let me.
holder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's not fair.
Yeah. And
That is
but
so
also,
weird.
I'm not sending Crystal to go. This is a goddamn. It's a bad idea to begin with.
Even though you're the wife, Crystal?
Yeah.
She's married to him,
They,
for Christ's sake.
yeah, but they don't.
Right. Technically, right?
Anyway,
I just think that's insane. But I guess the ex-wife could be in there. It's not fresh. Yeah, like that sort of, or it is fresh rather.
I guess.
Going in there to cause
Why, maybe
trouble
that's
or
probably
something.
happened
Yeah,
before.
I'm sure.
And then they sell it, and then you don't have a record of the trailer.
Yeah,
sold.
that's why they don't do that.
So then they were like, "Oh, well, you don't need to bring it in here. We'll hand you. Here's an affidavit that you can get a cop, call the non-emergency number, and then call the cops.
Who is David?
And then and they'll come and then verify the VIN number and then sign it off, and you just bring this paperwork.
Wow, I wish they had given that option before.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I was like, well, that was always an option. You wanted me to bring the whole shit, but then also, I'm not gonna fucking whatever. No one's gonna do that. You call
You
the
got a
non-emergency.
BDM cop?
I'll do it.
No, we got a BDM cop that'll do it for you.
Who's gonna take the time to go and do this
Someone
meaningless
listening
bullshit?
to us right now will do it because they.
Someone who doesn't want to be out chasing cars.
I am going to forge the signature for this because
Don't do that. You're just going to get into another situation.
here's
Is your wife smoking a bong? It sounded like she
Sorry.
put her bong down.
How can I get in another situation? Are they the person at the DMV isn't going to? What are they going to do? Cross-check who
Yes.
signed the shit? No,
Yes.
they don't
And
do
you have-
nothing.
No, it's
they fucked it up to begin with.
Cross-reference. Cross-check is hockey.
Whatever it is, they're not doing nothing. I'm writing whatever. I'm going to do it
he's
today.
failing Canada. It's a jury.
And there's going to be an officer number that's going to have to be in there. Like, you can't do
I'm
it.
just making it up. They're not
can't.
going to check.
They
shit.
are gonna
Well,
check.
here's the they took the title out of his name, but with whose permission or signature?
Why don't you
Like,
just
they
call Mo
changed
DeWitt?
No, I don't.
No, my God. Why are you guys
You know,
making
the
this
baller
bigger
of the-
than you need to? I am telling you what to do. You can never get a sticker for your trailer ever again. You have to. It is now on the land boat.
by the
It's
way,
on the land boat forever.
I wanted
No.
to. I'm like, I've been driving around this thing for 2 years with a tag that's not even registered anything. Like
You
know,
also just admitted
like,
to a felony.
I
like,
could
on-
be in jail for multiple DUIs. Why would you do that to me? Like, why?
But
What
that
are you
wasn't your
doing?
fault.
You can't do
That
that.
wasn't your fault.
What?
I contend.
Yeah,
if
but
you
the cop's
get-
not
if
gonna
you-
believe me.
If you get a DUI because the DMV messed up your trailer and sold it to somebody else, I say, oh my God.
I'm joking about the DUI. I'm just saying, do you think the cops are going to believe that the fucking DMV screwed this up? They're just going to give me a ticket or
Take your trailer, take your
worse,
boat.
be like,
Yeah.
you're driving an unregistered trailer with a tag that's not registered to anything. And then I'm going to be like, well, the DMV screwed it up, and they're not going to believe it. Anyway, the whole point being, how easy is it for them to fuck up the DMV. It must be easy, right?
I don't want to jump on them. I went in to get my license renewed. I didn't have any paperwork that corresponded to where I lived. I had an expired passport, like with the wrong address on it, and I got it. And they They worked with me.
It always errs on the side of dysfunction.
It was lovely.
It errs on the side of dysfunction, I feel like.
Is it an airtight situation or is it fucking loose? And did someone just, when I got my...
The DMV sounds a lot like this show.
Did they just enter in the information and now you're... I mean, how much is this going on?
Could you ask who you sold it to?
They wouldn't tell me.
They wouldn't say.
Yeah,
no, they
sold
wouldn't
it,
tell Crystal,
but
though.
you sold it.
They wouldn't tell Crystal. Maybe they wouldn't tell you.
They wouldn't tell me the name, or they wouldn't say shit about it.
You should say, I sold this. You're telling me I sold it, so tell me who I sold it to.
Well, they knew they fucked up, so they didn't want to. That's why they went and talked to the manager, like, just see if they can get him. Like, they're like, for sure.
Get him to bring the trailer down here just to piss him the fuck off.
Yeah, they're like, for sure, this is our fuck up. This happens all the time.
I can see it in his eyes. He'll do it. He's on this marijuana pill.
You don't have him question it because
I think he goes to Truly.
Because for sure, if we check, the trailer was registered under a different person's name the same day that he registered his boat because we fucked it up.
I'm still absolutely like. So what do you? There's no recourse here.
Yeah. I'm taking the paperwork. I'm forging the officer's name. I'm saying this is verified. I'm going back in there. I'm showing them, and then they're putting it. Because
you're not gonna do.
Here's the thing.
You're not gonna go
How
get
can it be
your loving
illegal?
wife.
This is my shit. It's their fuck up.
It's illegal
because
you're impersonating a police officer and signing a paper.
But I'm doing it to rectify a problem that's a nothing.
But that's the smartest thing that's been said is that like you are
Who does that hurt?
You are trying to do something horrible.
I'm gonna waste the cop's time by taking them to fucking boat tree.
Crystal, can you
have him get on the goddamn floor like a dog to look at my VIN number?
Crystal's gonna have to call.
I did like that you added the dog part on there. We have talked about a lot of things, right? But I have never heard this much concern in Crystal's voice, in Brendan's voice.
No.
The chat room is literally melting of people that are like, enough is enough. Talk him out of this. Do not let him do it.
It doesn't even. The whole system is flawed. No one even cares.
You look like walking down right now, like you're going to get out of your car and just start. Then you're going to the Army Navy store. You're killing a Nazi.
I think your hair just started falling out.
Hold on. In their system, this is someone else's shit, and I'm just going to show up with it, and they see like, oh, you have it, so I'm going to put it back in your name. What about the other guy?
You got to turn this over to Crystal, man. You got to let.
I think so too.
Right? You got to let.
This is all nonsense.
Actually, well, what's going to happen, though? Because then what happens, you're going to switch the title, and then this other guy's going to try to do it.
No,
it's the same number.
No, he doesn't even have the idea that it's in his name. He's a fucking nobody.
Tracy.
He's dead. He could be dead. He just...
In their records, though, something's messed up. And they got to... I'm surprised. Like, why can't they talk to the other guy and make sure?
Because
Tracy's calling a cop friend of hers right now to handle this story. Is that what you want?
No. I don't need. I'm just gonna write his name down. What
are you gonna put? What name? Santiago. That's a good name. Santiago.
Bill.
Javier Santiago.
Tracy just wanted an excuse to come
Johnson.
in anyway.
No, you can't do Bill Johnson.
Yeah, Bill Johnson, the cop.
Sergeant. You're gonna write.
Bill
you're
Johnson.
gonna write Bill Johnson, the cop.
They're not even gonna look at it. I looked around and I'm like, this whole operation is like goddamn shim sham. Like no one. I look at the customer.
Sham, I was taking a bam.
he's
everybody in here.
Crystal, I'm sorry. Do you need to go? You're screaming at your wife.
Thanks, Crystal.
No, I wanted to back it up and give my theory.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Casey, did you tell them whose name was on the title when we bought it? It was not the name of the person that we bought the boat from. It was another person.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And so I always was like, well, that's weird. And the trailer also is not the trailer that is meant to be for this boat. It's a Donzi trailer, which is like a jet boat.
Yeah, so you're calling Falconer's reputation into question.
Yeah.
Falconer Jones.
No, like,
this is all
it?
Falconer Jones.
No, I
will play the song. Falconer, you need to fix this. You
No.
are a man of your word. You have
No.
such a unique name. I will ruin you if you do not fix this.
No.
The person that we bought the boat from and trailer from he did not have the title for the trailer. A different person's name was on the registration for the trailer.
Yeah, but you guys
and
are
now,
always flying too close to the sun.
No,
You're
what
always
happened?
looking for the deal.
No, you're trying to...
This other person, wait, let me finish. I think the person who got their trailer stolen is now come and said, okay, now I know who has my trailer. and reported it stolen, and now they're calling a cop for us, and they're going to arrest us.
So you bought a stolen trailer from Falconer Jones. That's what I'm hearing. You bought a stolen boat.
No, that's what
You bought a stolen boat from
I
Falconer Jones, and his
I don't think
reputation
Crystal's wrong. I think that's
No.
I think that's a pretty good theory.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on. Oh my God.
I think that's,
Falconer, we know you're in there. Come on with your hands up.
No, I
love
asked.
my megaphone. I fucking
your
love my
your
megaphone.
glass is too full to receive this information, Tom.
Believe me,
I can see it on your face.
I thought of that. Because, again, how is this my fault or the people around me's fault?
Everything's your fault.
Hey, and then I asked the lady, and she's like, "No, this was registered under your name." And then it got sold
Until it was reported stolen.
No, that's not how it works. You can't report something stolen. It's already registered to your name. They'll look at it and be like, "Well, it's not registered to your name."
and that happened. The incident. What did you say? 2001 again? 2011?
Yeah,
I still
2001.
don't. I don't understand.
Oh,
how
so they
this
would have
happened.
come for you already, Crystal.
I know how this happened. When they went to renew the tag under my name, someone just fucking had a typo and then just went to someone else's name. And that's what makes me so mad. That's how easy it is to fuck it up.
Well, it should be that easy to fix it then. Just change it.
That's what I was yelling about. And they're like, "No, bring the goddamn whole thing down here, and we have to get out and look
They're
at
gonna
or call
fix
the
it
cops."
once you fill in that form. Get the cop to sign off on it that you're not making it up, and then it's done.
Well,
and then it's done.
Yeah, but he's at
Ask
this
for a-
point. It's too. You can
Why
put
do
the
I have to
toothpaste
do
back in.
anything? I
He's
didn't
so
do
mad,
shit.
though.
I didn't. You getting the cops
He's
involved?
vowing. He's vowing revenge.
I'm just gonna.
He's
I'm
vowing revenge.
I'm just gonna write
I think
whatever.
you're just choosing to be mad.
This form is all a formality. It's
I
nothing.
see what you did there.
But it's true.
That's where the term form came
Formality.
from.
so
Formality.
I'm just gonna skip wasting the cops' time and wasting everybody's time and fucking forge everything on the affidavit.
Forge it all.
and then turn it in because it was mine. Nothing was done wrong here.
We all make decisions in our lives, Tom. And
It's my shit.
Yeah.
It was always my
Okay,
shit.
Crystal,
I'm
are you
doing
okay
nothing.
with that? Because we will let you go. I'm so sorry.
I gotta go, guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I've been hearing about this crap for
thanks,
I know.
Crystal.
Well, we love you, and we're sorry that this is happening to you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
I hope she'll be a happy single mother.
How much has
Yeah,
the DMV?
when he goes to jail.
Who decides to work at the DMV?
Oh no.
Because who likes that job? Because
So now you're
everyone-
warring on them, right?
Well, no,
You hate them all.
Do you have any DMV BDMs?
I'm sure we do. We've got to have
Yeah,
at
I got
least
the
one.
hook. I got the
BDM.
hookup from a couple before, which I probably should have reached out to.
So
but,
it's got to be there has to be some sort of positive aspects to getting in there, being good at it, and just laying low and collecting a paycheck, right? Gotta be.
But the customers are all
Yeah.
poor, unfortunate souls.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Like
goddamn
Walmart.
Little
But
Mermaid
it's like
in there.
Walmart.
And because
Which would you rather work at, Walmart or DMV?
Oh.
Walmart for sure, because at least Walmart is because they're good. They're going in to get shit.
Walmart
and-
or-
Look at the impact you
Because
can
the
have, though, at DMV.
DMV or Volusia County Jail?
DMV. Oh, just because
DMV or school? DMV or teacher?
Oh,
in,
teacher.
Okay.
Oh.
Because everybody at the DMV, I look around. I'm sitting
They're
there.
sad. They are sad.
Everyone
is sad.
Everybody has a problem.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason they're
Yeah,
there.
Nobody's there for a good thing. Like nobody.
Well,
hey,
that's
I'm
kind of
just.
fun. You can fix it.
No, but
You're
it's
fixing
all
problems all day.
I
confusing.
kind of like that too.
You
Like,
know,
I think
but they're
I,
mad.
Oh, I know how to get
do.
around this.
See,
Mm,
if
bam.
I worked,
They're mad.
If I worked at the DMV and you came to me and you said, "Look, I got this trailer problem.
Yeah.
No one's been able to help me." You're probably like me too, where
Yeah.
I would be like, "Well, you know what? You came to the right guy." Because I'm the guy that can fix it
Yeah.
all. You know, like, and there would be a part of me that would say, like, look, I know you've been treated poorly at the DMV. With everybody else has been a piece of shit.
But I got you.
But I got you, and I'm going to be your hero, and I'm
Yeah.
going to fix this up.
And
Look at all those
you gotta,
people.
You got to find that guy.
And they're going to be a dickhead to you, and then you're going to like, well, fuck this. I'm never being nice again.
Yeah, and then I'll be like,
day
oh, now
two.
you got to bring your trailer in.
That's day two.
yeah.
I'm just
I
saying.
can always hit the trailer button. It's up to you, buddy. What do you want to do?
Who wants to work at a place where every single person you're dealing with has some fucking issue?
That's exactly what I do
And
now.
is mad.
That's
I mean,
exactly
your wife.
what I do
your
now.
wife
Is it?
Yeah.
Your wife used to
That's
do
my
it.
life.
The moving company that she worked for. Like, name the last time that somebody called Crystal up when she worked at the moving company to thank her for such a great job. Other than me, because I did. They did a great job.
Yeah, well, that is also a
Or tires. You work at Gator Action Tires. Tell me one person that comes in there that's a happy person.
It's just like, hey, man, your tire saved my
Yeah,
life.
you did a good job on the tires.
Save
Nobody
lives.
thanks you for that.
But at least with the tires, if you are buying new tires or getting something new at the end of the time, the DMV, you're either paying the government for a fucking sticker, which you're mad about it, and then or something's fucked
I
up.
know.
We were following that bear story, bear in Audubon Park.
Yeah, you guys are getting roasted.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why, though.
This lady just accused me of being complicit with the bear's death because we did all those stories about it. And I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about?
Can I tell everybody? And I hope that I'm going to lose some listeners saying this.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a fuck about that bear. I don't give a
Why would
fuck.
you say that? Come
no,
on.
my
it's
wife
a-
said
it's
no,
a
but
bear.
no, I don't care. But it doesn't impact my life. My wife's like, "Did you hear the bear died?" I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." That's about as far as it goes.
Well, guess what?
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't want
Well,
the bear
I
to die. I
care.
don't want the bear to die. I'm not
know.
wishing death on it. But like, my wife told me it died, and I was like, okay. And then she was like mad at me because I didn't care that the bear died. And I'm like, well, of course the
sad.
bear died. It was doing a bunch of stuff it shouldn't do, and it got hit.
It's a
Turning
new-
over trash cans and touching butts.
If a bear gets out of the woods, and if the bear ends up in like Deezerland, or the bear ends up, at the bowling alley, it's gonna get fucking killed. That's what happens to bears.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's a nuisance animal.
You guys took angry pills today.
We did.
I don't know what
We are.
you
We
did.
gotta take a break.
Your weed pills were not real. You've taken fake weed pills.
think we scared
There
Brendan.
is no chill.
Every other time Brendan's been in here, we've been we had the female element.
Oh.
Yeah,
Here,
be
I'll
more
sass it up.
aggressive.
Yeah,
Let me
too much
sass it up.
testosterone. I'll be pumping you in a minute.
Oh.
It's
What's
fine.
happening?
It's all.
You don't want to know.
It's all
You don't
fine
wanna know.
because when I take this form back to the DMV today, and I'll get it back in my name, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about
It's
it.
funny because the
And
chat
I'm
room
gonna-
really does not want you to do
And
it.
I'm gonna tell everybody I did this, and
Okay.
no one cares.
Okay.
No one will care. No one will
I'm okay
investigate
with
it.
it.
No one even look at it.
I'm okay with it, but the chat room is not.
I'll
sure
bring-
Sam
I'll
would
do it
hate
on the
Kristen
show.
says no. Brendan says no.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
okay with
There
it.
you
I'll
go.
follow you to hell.
People that
Don't
I'm
put
like-
words in my mouth.
Follow
I
you
want to
to
know
hell.
what happens.
This
So-
guy told me he would help me bury my dead wife.
No, no.
Oh, that's nice.
If
now
if
I
need
can't
be.
do it.
How would you do it? Would you dig the hole or would you throw her in?
No, I'm not doing. Come on.
Oh, I wouldn't make him do the messy part.
Yeah,
I would do all that.
Chop her up and put her in
I
little
would do
bags?
that.
No,
Gonna
no,
need
no.
my salsa
No,
back, though.
no, because I will be like, what did you do?
Oh,
Was there one?
I'll be like,
You
I'll
drive
tell
the
you,
boat.
and I'll
She
do
didn't
what
deserve this.
everybody
Drive
says.
the
I'll be like,
boat.
I'll tell you later. It's complicated.
Drive the boat and take her out to Lake Jessup.
We can't drive the boat. We don't have a trailer to pull it
Yeah,
on.
see,
So now
see
we
what
can't
you did?
bury the fucking body.
Now you can't help them bury.
The name of the band is Erie, E-R-I-E. It is an acronym. The name of the song is Bad Man's World.
Oh.
We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time momentarily. Oh, after this song is a song by Them Starcade Boys. If you like funny wrestling hip-hop, stay tuned.
Tina lives in Queens, she's got a couple of kids. The daddy skipped town, became a Wall Street executive. Now they get a check on their birthdays. She gave herself a tattoo when she turned 15. Got hammered on the weekends with a convincing fake ID. Now she killed a B-23. You gotta play what you're dealt, dear. I swear. I should've kissed more boys. I should've kissed more girls. I'm trying to find my place in a bad, bad, bad man's world. Jamie slept around, but now he's settling down. His high school sweetheart never could after what she found. Now she makes a killing on OnlyFans. He used to hollow apples to get high before school. Invested all his money in crypto before it was cool. And now he owns a dispensary. We're on the split notes in the end. Yeah, I should've kissed more boys. I should've kissed more girls. I'm trying to find my place in a bad, bad, bad man's world. You got your finger on the trigger. You came in right on time. Why don't you show me yours? And I'll show you should have kissed more girls. I'm trying to find my place in a bad, bad, bad man's world. You got your finger on the trigger. You came in right on time. Why don't you show me yours? And I'll show you mine. I should have kissed more boys. I should have kissed more girls. I'm trying to find my place in a bad man's world.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Squirt. Squirt who? Squirt is P. You dumb rednecks.
Right about now, you are listening to the incredible
A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, who kindly remind you that squirt is P.
You better take your boy everywhere you go. Because I've got my boy. We get real freaky.
Jay Crock in the 81 Coupe de Ville. I got enough loot to chill, but I'm about that work and I shoot to kill. These young bucks got a lot of boot to fill. They can't fuck with the big boys, they can't fuck with the white leather boots. They can't fuck with the knee drop from the top rope to the head, now that you shoot. Grab the belt and don't have to pose. You laying on the mat with the bloody nose. I'm laying on a rat with the slutty clothes. I'm a playboy just like Buddy Rose, and I'll rip that thing like a hustler. You know my corn dog gotta have mustard. Them Starcade boys on the town tonight, and we do it like nobody does it. Get down. Yes, yes, y'all. 2K on a white leather vest, y'all. If your man wants some, he can jump in the ring and I'll toot his ass up like a Les Fall. Got him wide open like a mess hall. Or a Von Lie, let's chop to the chest, y'all. Starcade on the town tonight, and we running this thing like Westfall. Double L on the deck, y'all. Clay Star on the next call.
Willie got a limo full of rats and they're on their way back.
Are they brown, water, black?
I don't know what it is, but they all got ass. So put on the black perfume, man, because we gonna get freaky.
private jets, a whole lot of toys. Tony is in the ring and I'm rolling. So say them prayers like Hogan. You never seen this shit, you couldn't be this bitch. You're just a mark in the dark, no light switch. You're in the middle of the ring laying lifeless. And I'm winking at your wife, bitch. Starcade so hype, man. We ride off on a bolt of lightning. Sweet Willie got the wheel, Lincoln Ball got the steel. Me and Jay keep it going all night in. Hit the next show, blow more dough. Real chief, even Keith call me Strongbow. No check downs, we go for the long throw. We the Grammys, y'all the Gong Show. Now Macho Man looked up to me, he said your elbow dropped so naturally. And if you didn't, it would be a catastrophe. Actually, would just sign an autograph for me? I said sure thing, here you go. And tell Elizabeth we hate that she missed the show. He got mad, I said don't get pissed, bro. And if you do, then you best have a pistol. Cause we don't discriminate. And we clean as a fat boy's dinner plate. And we'll beat that ass as fast as the cash will dash when the gold digger's in your bank. Y'all thought we came to fuck around. You're coming soft, but you best turn the truck around. Starcade, we the #1 name in the game. And we stop at nothing now.
But the party could be fun.
This is the pick of the week. This is them Starcade Boys with Real Freaky.
I love that.
Yeah, it's good.
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles could fight someone to that.
Yeah, well, this is very much like it's like Planet Rock meets like wrestling meets like old
What is this now?
That's just the
That was the
outro.
end?
Yeah, that was the outro. Yeah,
That was a
welcome
little
back.
shaft.
Yeah, it was good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are good, man. And one of those guys from Orlando apparently listens to the show. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
Real quick, manscaped.com. If you make an order at Manscaped, whether it be beard grooming, whether it be downstairs grooming,
dick and balls.
They have the
Pee-pee.
weed whacker for your nose.
How do you keep it down there?
Bushy.
Oh, bushy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
So I told you what you do is out.
I
Everybody
trim it
likes
back
to
a little
trim
bit.
it back a little bit. But
shape it.
Did I tell you I shaved clean like he did? I bicked it.
Oh, I can't do that.
I like it. It felt really good.
Look like a little boy.
With the Manscaped, I get down in there because I got a lot of nooks and crannies. I've had a lot of surgeries down here, and I have a lot of
Around
scarring.
in your crotch?
Yeah.
I have a lot of scarring down there. I actually, I will tell a story. I do have.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
My daughter said was making fun of my wife and made some comment about the stretch marks on her ass. And I'm telling you something that actually happened. And Maisie was like, "What is that?" Ew. And then I was like, "I have those too." And I dropped trout. And I showed my inner thighs, right where it connects. I have.
You flashed your kid?
I have scar. Yeah, I have scarring. I have scarring where I used to be quite flexible doing soccer, and you could see where the muscles ripped. It's stretch marks.
Okay.
You can see the stretch marks. And I showed my daughter, and I say, everybody has this, and you will have this too if you continue to be an athlete. And she goes, ran to her room. But anyway, Manscaped.
20% off your order.
There you go.
And free shipping worldwide if you use promo code Tom and Dan.
Can you imagine being in just a hut somewhere, and you heard this, and then ding dong, you go to the door, there's your Manscaped product. Don't have anything to eat, but you got a nice
how would you
shaver.
order it? You got to order it online.
I like the ball freshener that you gave me.
Yeah.
Did you like the ball toner?
I love
it's a toner.
Toner.
Yeah,
I use
I like
that.
to spray it on there after the shower, and then I slap one slap. I'm like,
Yeah, it tastes funny, but
yeah.
Great Father's Day gift that's coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, even Mother's
Your
Day.
dad's got pubes. That should be their tagline. Your dad's got pubes.
Yeah.
Manscaped.
Anyway, so I want to talk to you, Brendan, about the
No!
bear,
I don't have
bear
your camera
situation.
on.
oh, Barry the Bear.
Because
What's his name, Barry?
Hot Book Boy. You know, he's listening right now.
I thought you weren't supposed to call him that because he made him uncomfortable.
I did.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to, but he can handle it. He actually got mad at me last time because he said I made him sound soft, and he's not soft. He's a hard
He's a
mama
hard
drama.
boy.
He's
He's a hard man.
he's
Hard
hard,
mama
hot book boy.
Yeah. Hard. What are you talking about? I mean, it's hard.
He
Long,
can't-
hairy, hard to carry, that guy.
Did you see the video he did? He did like a storybook AI about the bear's journey through town.
I did see that,
It's
yes.
so cute. He did it, and he called it Barry in the video, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Okay.
Everybody started calling it Barry.
Yeah.
So Mike named it.
So
And you're claiming that.
Yeah. Oh, nobody had said Barry until Mike said
And
it
that
in
was the
video.
name. So Mike named the bear, Barry. And then, so what happened?
Zeitgeist.
I don't want people to get mad at me because I just am indifferent to it.
Uh-huh.
But what happened to the bear? Like, it got hit. Like, I saw on Reddit that there was a lady. She was like, I was behind this other car, and I saw
that
the
too.
car hit the. You saw that?
Yeah. She
She's
said there was nothing she could do to avoid it. Yeah.
Well, you could have not driven that day. If you really cared for the bear, if you really cared, and you knew you had some errands in the area, right?
Was that
And
your
you-
question, Tom? You want to know what do you want to know?
Yeah, well, first I'm fascinated with people complaining about dumb shit, and I want to yell at them.
Next door. You should go to next door.
Oh yeah,
They were complaining about the Five Guys. They said the cabinet under the what do you call that? The Freestyle, the Coca-Cola Freestyle. They're like, the cabinet, the Formica's falling off of it. I'm like, why the fuck are you on here?
Who's got the time?
Everyone's got the time. That's the answer.
There's no time.
Stop complaining. What the fuck?
That's community pride. You
God,
know,
I
they want
hate
it to
Next
look
Door. It's
good.
a hunk of shit.
It
Next
is
Door
not
is
good.
only used to complain about black people.
So a bear's on the
Facts.
loose.
There's a book about it that somebody did, a local poet, and he wrote. He took reviews, posts from Next Door, and he juxtaposed it with beautiful photography of like homes in Colonial Town. And it's just really interesting. It's very xenophobic, a little racist. All these
I'll
comments.
find that.
Yeah,
book.
I think
That's
you'll really
okay,
like it.
yeah, I would like that.
Burrow
book.
Press. Ryan Rivas wrote it.
All right,
did
there
great.
you go.
And sorry.
See, Brendan's cool.
The bear. I woke up on Monday and somebody had seen a black bear running down the street near Lou Gardens, and so I just shared that video. And in the background, you can hear a song. And it's escaping me what the name of the song was.
Yin Yang Twins, Where Do You See My Dick?
Yeah!
The Whisper song.
Or Let Me Smell Your Dick.
Oh,
Let me smell your dick.
Smell my dick. Manscaped.
I play that song at bingo. And then people kept sending in videos. And so I started putting that same song over the videos, so it just became like a series of this bear running from Audubon Park to College Park. Like it went through basically downtown Orlando. This bear's just hightailing it the whole time, and it's
was
just
it scared for it? Like it's running
Was it
scared.
like,
you know what?
Was it wandering?
For the first two, it was wandering because it was earlier in the morning. By the end of the day, there was like a community service officer at Ivanhoe Village with his lights flashing. That was one video that somebody took of it, like, chasing the bear.
Okay, yeah, they're scaring it good.
That's
were
where
they
it looks
chasing it with their
scared.
lights on?
And then it got in a tree, and then there just
Shoot it
happened
out
to
of the
be
tree.
a wildlife photographer who lived nearby. Like
Throw your camera at
an
it.
award-winning animal photographer. He took these beautiful photos of the bear and sent them to me. And so, like,
Get the fuck out of that tree, you motherfucker! We're gonna shoot your ass!
Anyway. So OPD was on the scene at College Park. We just kept sharing this content, and it kept growing.
We're big and fat like bears.
And I called it Bear Watch 2023.
Okay.
And people were like, more Bear Watch. And
I was not one of those people.
leaning into it, and I loved it.
I didn't even know what was going on. My wife she's like, you hear about the bear? I got fucking working here.
Yeah.
I got a fucking business that's failing. And you're telling me about some bear?
There were
Like,
people
what?
messaging us like, this is all I'm doing
like,
today.
Tom's trailer
Yeah.
is stolen.
All you're doing.
I was like, a ghost stole Tom's trailer. The business is failing.
Watch
Brendan
the bear.
doesn't know he's supposed to be here Friday. I was
No.
freaking out. Sam's not here.
I am disheveled every second of the day.
You're a bear. You're the bear.
I'm pulling my pockets out, grabbing my hair.
So you didn't have time for the bear.
Paperwork
Well,
falling. There's
I have a
numbers.
life.
Everything's going wrong.
I have a life with I have a child that's in dance. I
You
have
gotta find joy where you can find
and
it,
my
guys.
wife's like, "Did you hear about the bear?" I'm like, "I don't have time.
You're just sitting there looking at a bear.
Well,
How
you're
do I
not my
have-
target demographic.
How do I have time for the bear?"
And people loved it. It took on a whole thing. And then Mike did this cute video,
Yeah.
animated
Well,
video
he's super
about it.
talented.
And people were like drinking the Kool-Aid. People were very invested in this bear in the city. And
I was not invested. I would keep saying that.
And
I was
then
not
OPD
invested. Didn't even know.
was on the scene, and OPD's like, we don't really do anything with large animals. That's up to FWC.
We don't know what to do with anybody.
And
what do we do? What would you do?
Gotta go verify someone's VIN number on a boat.
Sorry, I got a guy up here who's a ghost stole his trailer. I gotta go.
I'm gonna get down on the fucking floor like a goddamn dog.
I gotta
Look
go
at a
arrest
VIN
this
number.
guy full of pot pills.
Or
we just forged a document.
I got a guy in flip flops up at the Castleberry DMV really making a scene.
He forged it. He impersonated a police officer.
I found out he forged it. Good. I don't want to fucking go out there anyway. No one does.
I think most cops would say they would prefer to not do what you're doing and would rather shoot the bear dead. Let me shoot it dead.
Stop.
It's more fun.
Well, that's another thing. There's a lot of cities that don't relocate
Why
bears.
shouldn't
and
we
so
shoot
I
it
was
dead?
like,
Why
so
not?
I'm like, hey, if people have a connection to the
Why
bear,
do we
then
need
they're
it?
not going to shoot
Why
it.
do we need the bear? Make the argument.
There are 4,000 bears left in the state of Florida. Apparently,
not
black,
now.
black
Not now
bears.
they're not.
3,999. And FWC doesn't. It turns out they don't.
That's a bad
train.
name choice because it's easy to go FWC. They need a different name.
Well, that's what people are saying
No,
now. They're very
not
upset.
trained to handle bears.
They there are some of them
We're
that
alligators
are,
only, man.
and they have bear biologists on the team.
They're bearologists,
but they're
Jesus.
not specific to Orlando, so they have to bring them in, and then there's only some of those biologists are trained to use the trank guns, and so they don't like to use the trank guns.
Let anybody use it. It's a trank gun. You know, you
But
just
it
shoot
doesn't.
it falls out of the tank.
No, it doesn't work right away, and so like the bear
Yeah,
could
yeah,
like
you
run into
shoot it.
traffic or
That's
climb a
fine.
tree and fall out and hurt
That's
itself.
fine. You shoot it twice. Look,
Heart
what do I
failure.
do when I take one marijuana pill and it doesn't work? I take another one.
So their stance is to just sit back and watch it and let the bear do its thing and hopefully find its way outside of like a problem area. But the issue with this bear was it went through Dub's Dread.
Yeah, this
golf
bear likes
course,
golf and hamburgers.
and then it was sandwiched in, and it had nowhere really to
Bear
go,
sandwich.
and it ended up getting hit by a car at Edgewater.
What
and
kind of car?
Fairbanks. I don't know.
Do we know? Do we know the make and model? I would like to know the
They
make and
just
model.
run out into the yard
Yeah.
or to the street, and then the
Did
car.
it instantly
allegedly,
die,
that's
or
what
did it
happened.
do that move where he got hit and?
Well, someone says.
Oh, and then
And then they're like, "I'm sorry, we have to go."
Yeah,
3
but-
shots.
I'm not gonna laugh at that because I'm getting in a lot of trouble for this story.
Oh, really?
Because people are blaming me for it.
Because you killed the bear. That's
Yeah,
what I heard.
I killed Barry the
You
bear.
choked it to death.
Because I mean,
all your goddamn
yeah.
promotion. That
we
you
didn't
do
take
with that
we didn't
bear.
take it seriously.
No.
We didn't take it serious. This bear was
I'll
in
take the heat
distress.
for you. I don't give a fuck about
and
that
it
bear.
died.
I don't. I know. I'll take the heat for you. If
No.
anybody message you, it says,
Thanks.
"Fuck you, Brendan. Fuck Bungalow." We're like, you just forward it to my email, and I'll say, I'll write it back. And say, I don't give
Just
a
go
fuck
read-
about
just
that
go
bear.
read the comments. There
I
are
really don't.
No, I know you don't.
I don't give a fuck about the bear.
I do.
I mean, I don't want living creatures to die. I love wildlife. I love my pee-pee dogs. Like
But what was anybody supposed to do?
Yeah, it's
like-
an impossible task.
It ran into the tree. You're like, oh, I can't leave this because guess what?
I think we need a better system. There needs to be this is a great opportunity to work
Wait a minute,
with
we
FWC.
need other systems before we need bear systems. That's just me.
We need wildlife systems. Wildlife in
But
conflicts
if all the
with
wildlife dies, we don't need the wildlife.
awful, awful, and that's what's happening.
I know,
You know,
I know.
that's what's happening.
I
And
know.
we have to have a way to design. This is a design problem, right? And it's also a policing issue. And there's a way to like come up with a solution where when a
You know why
bear
it's
comes
dead?
back through College
Black
Park,
bear. Black
it
bear.
doesn't.
That's why.
There were a lot of people that said, you
Yeah,
know,
they made that joke.
yeah.
Yeah, if it was a white bear, it'd be alive.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it was a white
Polar
bear, we
bear.
would have
Yeah.
Although polar bear a killing machine, it would have definitely killed a lot of people.
If I were rich,
Yeah.
I would drop one polar bear into Florida just to see what it does.
Oh, it's a
Just
killing
drop
machine.
it and let it go.
It hunts humans and kills them.
Like a Terminator.
My dad got out. He drove an ice road once, and he got out to take a pee.
I saw a picture of
And
your
when
dad
he-
because
Your
he's
dad
on
was
the
an
set. Your
ice
dad's
road
on the set of a
trucker?
movie right now,
Kinda,
right?
yeah. There's a lot to unpack right here. He
His-
got out of the truck
Yeah.
to take a pee, and when he came, and then he just kept walking. He was just looking around or something. He made an Anook shook, like the stone
Nice.
pile on the side of the road, and then came back. And when he came back, there were polar bear tracks around his Jeep,
Whoa.
so it was looking for him.
No shit.
Yeah,
I saw his dad. I
And
saw a
then, yeah.
picture of him.
I did too. Yeah. He's a real man.
He is a real man.
He's a Canadian
Your
real
dad's
man.
handsome,
he yeah.
rugged.
Yeah, he.
You have a cool dad.
I do have a cool dad. Traditionally, he's been a very beautiful man. He's gotten through a lot of scrapes and stuff
for
in life
him, man.
just because he was good looking.
What movie he said? I know you can't. Really...
I can't say much.
Yeah, I don't want to get you into trouble. But
it's
Dad's on the set of a movie now, right?
with Bryan Cranston. Yeah, up in Canada, and so
Oh,
Dad
man.
is an extra.
It's Breaking Bad, eh?
And he might be in one of the.
Is that something
close-ups.
that he does regularly? Or-
nothing.
or
We
where-
have a-
how do
Why
you get
is he so naturally cool? He does cool things.
My dad's one of those people where things just kind of happen to him. I have a little bit of it
You do have it.
myself.
You do.
I don't know if it's genetic. I don't know
Magical.
what it is.
You guys are magical.
and
And I mean,
there's
seriously,
something.
there's a reason TC and I were talking about you this morning, and I don't mind telling you what we were talking about because it's all good stuff. But we
My
were talking
dick
about
again?
no, you're just like you have good energy, and like when a person like your dad or like you have good energy, you want to do more stuff with them. You know, you
I
want
like
to
that.
party with them more. You want to hang out with them more. You want to.
Thanks, man.
Well, how does that explain what it's happening to me all the time? Is it a pattern?
No, but nobody wants to be around you. Are you?
Well, the DMV, like this whole thing.
What do you
all
mean?
this
Nobody
shit,
wants to be around you.
It's
No,
your,
I'm saying,
it's your
but-
vibration, man. You're
Yeah, yeah,
vibrated.
it's
You got
in
to
you.
change your frequency.
You got to change your frequency.
Can't change. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, so
I think Dad has like someone might have given him like a lucky leprechaun coin or something.
He's
like,
cool, man.
Like there's some he should have died a million times.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like he drove. There was they used to run a cross country ski resort. Him and my mom.
Yeah.
And they have these trail groomers. They're like basically transports or something that like leave the perfect ski tracks after a snowfall.
Oh, yeah.
They drive on the trail and it leaves like these imprints.
Yeah,
it's
it
like a
prepares
mold.
it. Yeah.
Just over the snow. And he took a shortcut across a lake or something, and it wasn't thick enough, and it sank, and he had to jump out, and the whole groomer is at the bottom of the lake, and he was wet and had to like basically camp out in the middle of the winter.
No shit.
Because he didn't have his radio because he was in the
hypothermia.
truck, and he lived, or he's been dragged. I don't know. There's a million.
If you
times
drop me off wet in Canada during the winter, I'd die for sure. 100%.
Man,
There's no way I live, right?
If you put me wet in my own garage, I'm unhappy.
When I-
I'm just like, hell.
just wet and unhappy.
When I get out of my pool in Florida
Yeah.
and then get
I
in the
hate it.
AC, I'm like, ooh, it's chilly.
He just doesn't. He's. I don't want to say blessed, but there's something looking out for
You
him.
definitely have the orb back. We'll get to it. It's back.
So back to the lady that complained. Her complaint was that that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is like, what does this person think you had anything to do with it?
She doesn't like
irresponsible
you making light
reporting.
of the bear
She
being-
doesn't think we're real news. So it's that
You
fake
don't
news
report
argument.
yourself as
I don't even really
goddamn
think
news.
of us. Well,
No, but
we're a news blog. I'm a news blogger.
I would say
Yeah,
you guys
but-
are as authentic as anybody else out there. I
But-
mean, you're real people reporting on things that happen locally.
We do it in a light, effervescent way.
There's some satire there.
There's
yeah.
some satire.
That's
There's a
what
little
it's supposed
sass
to
that
be.
comes through, but
You weren't making light of the bear dying like I was.
no, I didn't think so.
I
Anyway,
will continue to make
it hurt
light
my
of this
feelings.
until
That stuff hurts my
Send her
feelings.
my email.
I carry it
Tell
with
her to
me.
talk to
I
me.
laugh it off and then I like fester it because I'm just.
Yeah.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Comments get to me.
I hold on to it too,
But
unless
why?
it's something crazy like this, and then I look at this one and I'm like, you deserve to act.
Mike
and
wanted to clap back for us, like as bungalower, and respond to her, and I
Yeah.
was like, no,
Do
because
another
that's what
book.
she wants. That's why she keeps leaving these messages.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
wants us to validate her.
Normally-
so don't. But he did it as himself, and it was this wonderfully worded.
Yeah.
He did it
Well,
right.
he's a smart
he
cat.
laid out the argument about like, here's why you're wrong, and she shut up, and we didn't hear from her again.
Nice.
So
Good job,
yeah, he
Mike.
killed it. Good job, Mike.
or she moved on to the next crazy thing because
Yeah.
this
Oh,
lady's
there's another
crazy.
shiny. I don't think
Yeah.
she's crazy though. She actually seems like an interesting person. She just didn't care for the song choice with our videos. And
Some things can hit people the wrong
whatever.
way. Yeah.
Bear watch. Yeah,
I'll
just hit her
get a
wrong.
text from somebody that'll say like, "Hey, I heard you," or not a text. Something I don't know them. I'll get an email from somebody that'll say like, "I heard you making fun of like your parents not being around or something," and it like really.
It's your parents.
I understand.
Fuck
I,
off.
look, I understand, but they'll say like, I can't believe that if they. Do
Yeah.
you think that if they could hear that right now? If they could hear you saying that, how would it make them feel?
It's tough.
And I'm
We
like,
don't know where-
that's some
yeah.
crazy shit, man, that you're talking to me about, and you're overreaching for something that actually I use as sort of a defense mechanism to make myself feel more comfortable about it because like I like the humor of it.
But also, it's your parents.
That's
That
true.
has nothing to
I'm
do
just
with
saying,
them.
but like they're attacking him for killing a bear he didn't kill. So I'm just trying to.
Or making light of it, but
Yeah.
but also
You're
didn't.
not making light of it. You never made light. I read
didn't think
everything
I
you
did
guys put
either.
out. I know I read everything you guys put out. You didn't make light of it. It's not
You didn't
funny.
make a cartoon of the fucking car hitting the bear, the cop shooting him.
People were very concerned for the bear's safety, and so they
People
didn't
like
think
distractions from the things
world-
they should really be concerned about.
And it was something I don't know, and us playing kind of a punky song to a bear running through the city made it seem like we weren't concerned for the bear's safety. And so when it inevitably was hit by a car, we were, to these people, complicit in its death, which is very heavy. I would disagree. I think we called attention to it being here. I actually think we kind of protected it from the authorities shooting it because it was in a residential neighborhood.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we called attention to it. And
If I was
people
a
liked
cop
it
and
enough.
you
Shut that thing crazy. Oh my God! I'd have been itching to pull out my whatever.
I never
whatever
get to
got.
shoot that
Yeah.
often, so I'm definitely gonna shoot it out of the tree.
Like if you walk
I'm gonna
in,
get my goddamn AK from my trunk.
Nobody can make the argument that you walk in and you're a beat cop and
Or
it's a
AR.
hard-ass job and so many people are dickheads to you and you walk in and they're like, we got a bear loose and brandy wine, you're going to have to go put it down. And I'm like, fuck yes.
I think a cop
This is what
actually,
I'd
a
wanted.
former police officer actually commented. I think it even said, like, I used to work in that neighborhood and we used to get bears all the time. Like
Right.
every year we'd get bears.
And we kill them every year.
And I love that. Yeah.
I'm
And
joking.
no, he did kind of, and they would get shot. So I love
Yeah.
that for now it didn't get shot.
Right.
So, hey, I'm with it.
Also, I don't even believe, like, okay, the person has emotions over the bear, but if they looked at the great, like, the problem is we live where it used to live.
Yeah.
And also, bears are scavengers, so
Yeah.
they're going to leave the woods
Yeah.
for the easiest meal,
You
which
got
is our
Papa
trash.
John's. You got Papa John's
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there, man.
so-
That
People
bear's
are like that with
crazy for Papa
coyotes,
John's.
too. They're like, well, we're taking all their homes, coyotes. It's like, I'll tell you what, coyotes have been living in cities for as long as we've had cities. It's just where they live now.
They're scavengers.
Yeah.
They go for
Yeah.
the easiest.
Did the
That's
bear-
what wild animals do.
Did the bear do anything? Did it
Uh,
harm anybody?
Taxes.
Did it get a? Did
No.
it didn't hurt a
The
dog.
black bears
no.
don't do anything.
Yeah, it did
They're
nothing.
just scared of everything.
Yeah.
They look in your trash, but the
I'm
problem
a
is
black bear then.
They will like if they're cornered and that's why they always say give wildlife space.
Yeah.
You know, like if you see a bear, just give it space. It doesn't want to mess with you. Just let it do its thing. It'll get out of your face. Yeah, sad.
All right.
I like to back it into the corner.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, just
And
see.
then what? And then you're gonna dance with
I
it?
just
Yeah,
want to see what it does.
I'll
Like,
test it.
like,
I like to test
No.
it.
if it
You're the
tries to
worst.
run away, I'm gonna cut him off and be like,
No.
"Wow!"
I'm in charge.
I bet you're
what's
the
gonna
type of guy
happen?
that rides on manatees.
Well,
Sits on
I mean,
dolphins.
I'm
it doesn't even hurt him.
I'm not.
It's fine.
No.
I'm not, but at a party, I can be, peer pressured into riding the manatee.
No.
If you call me a
it's not even
pussy,
doing
if
anything.
you call me a pussy and say you won't do it, and
Yeah.
everybody else is doing it, I might do it.
Oh.
I
You
might
jump
do
on
it.
a manatee, whatever. It swims
Yeah,
away.
I'm not gonna hurt it. I'm not gonna hurt it.
I mean,
I'm
whatever.
just gonna like hold on to it and be like,
look-
I love you
Look
guys, but your blatant disregard of animals.
Look how tough it is.
It's not okay.
I'm like, look at how fat this thing is. I'm punching its face and nothing's happening.
It's been
No.
run over by 10,000
No.
boats.
Yeah.
It's all cut
Look
up.
at the scars on its back. It
Yeah.
looks like Dusty Rhodes' forehead.
Me jumping on it's not doing
Yeah,
nothing.
it's doing
my
that. In fact, it
God.
likes it because I'm petting it. Look
I
at
don't
it.
like
It's
it.
slimy.
I don't like
Oh,
it.
it's so slimy.
You're making me
Yuck. I
sweat
don't
a
even
little
want
bit.
it
I'm
set up.
sweating. I don't like
Let's
it.
be
We're not
honest.
hurting it?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
what
yeah.
are they saying? Are they mad at you? too?
No,
They're
they-
not.
they
Don't
think
worry
the
about
same
that.
way we
Don't
do.
worry about that.
yeah.
You don't worry about
They're
that.
with us,
Oh,
Brendan.
and they're worse than we are.
Yeah, they're animals.
These animals, they'll
I
go.
quit. I quit. I'm going back to the Jim Colbert show. I'm out of here.
Okay.
All right. So
What's next?
Okay.
Where do we go from punching manatees?
Well, we will
You know, they
talk.
used to call it sea pork. Sailors called it sea pork.
Yeah.
Manatees.
I know a guy who ate a manatee burger in Cuba one time, but he said it was delicious. He said they still eat manatee
Yeah.
in Cuba,
Lot-
or apparently they
couldn't.
did.
What's
I
that,
couldn't do
80-20 grind? What
in
is
the
that?
90s or
a lot
whatever.
of fat in that, right?
It's a
I would
fucking
think.
sea cow.
Are you
Like the
familiar
whole-
with the term slam hog?
Come
You
on,
can see it
why
makes
would-
everybody laugh. I just wanted to see if it would organically make him laugh.
Yeah.
It organically made him laugh.
All right. Let's switch gears a little bit
I
to.
slept with a girl like that.
Oh,
You
did
slam,
you?
you slam hog? Oh my God! Everybody has.
Yeah,
Even
it's
my
fun.
gay friends have slam hog.
She was Scottish, and she made everybody call her Morag, which is like, which is like
Hold on.
Blue
You
Zones
slept
away.
with a Scottish slam hog.
Morag. And
Hold on, our
she's making,
landlord.
and
Our
it's like,
landlord of our lease is named Morag.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Morag. It's like a Scottish demon. Is like Morag. And she'd be
Well,
like,
we have a Turkish demon.
Hold on.
It's our landlord.
oh, Turkish.
Morag, the Scottish slam hog.
That's a shirt. Morag, the
She made-
Scottish slam hog.
She made me wear a sombrero.
Really?
Yeah.
You banged her
It's a true
good?
story.
You banged her good?
Yeah,
Is
it
this
was
when-
funny.
Is this the
We
lady
were
you
laughing
lost your
the whole
virginity
time.
to?
No. This was
You,
a
lo-
friend.
you
were you
lost your
laughing
virginity
about?
to
It
a
was-
British woman,
It was
right?
a friend we did coke and when I worked at Disney,
Oh
and we
my
were having a
God!
blast.
Morag, the Scottish slam hog. Slam me again! Slam my cunny!
You did
basically-
coke and slammer.
You gotta have
Oh, do you cock and pump me good, Brendan? I think you're gay. You're not slamming me hard enough. Slam it harder, slam me, cutty.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was basically it. My glasses are steaming up.
This is gonna ruin your career.
What career? I'm
the
a
bear
fake
ruined it.
news
The
blogger.
bear ruined it.
Okay, so Daniel told me this morning that
The chat room cannot. They're spelled M-O-R-A-G. Morag. The chat room cannot even believe what's happening right now.
So Daniel told me this morning he lost an argument because Maisie's at a dance competition today.
You
instead of
watched her
school.
dance, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw you watching
Pervert.
over there. And
She skipped school for dance.
And
I don't like that.
so Daniel mentioned
She'll end up on the pole for sure.
I don't like it.
keeps
No,
skipping.
no, I
If you
just
keep
don't. No, he's
skipping
fine.
school to dance,
That's
No,
what I'm
what-
saying. That's what I'm
nothing
saying.
wrong with that.
I don't like it.
You're learning
I
more
lost-
at dance than you are at a random Friday in second grade.
Yeah. They don't even have books anymore, right?
No, yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah.
I guess.
They-
I don't know. I don't know what happens at school.
There,
What
Max,
do I look like?
Neither
a
does
parrot?
Maisie.
Max is
Dancing.
Max is coming home with dozens of books.
You say your sons come home with homework. I'm like, Maisie. Oh, Maisie's doing his dance, and Maisie's on the LeBron track. Are they? No,
Are they
like,
at the same
who?
school? No.
Name a.
No.
She's
I
on the.
got the- you
Maisie's
got the
gonna be
good one.
Sean
Oh.
Kemp, where he went to the draft in the
Yeah.
senior year of high school or something. I was like, I don't want that.
Oh, yeah.
I
Daniel's
don't-
got the rich school. He got iPads, no homework. I'm goddamn.
They got no homework.
My sons are learning how to light their headlamp to go to the Castleberry Mines. All they need to learn how to do is read the danger signs.
The Castleberry Gold.
What was your
Mine.
question? You had a question.
Back to the books. So Max had been coming home with dozens and dozens of books, and I'm like, "What is this?" They're like, "They're giving away all these books. Like they're giving away the whole goddamn school library."
Oh.
and I'm like, "Really?" And then it's all science
Oh
books.
shit! This just came through. Second place overall.
All right.
She just got second place. Yeah, she just got. Last time she got sixth,
See, that's worth.
and this time she got second. There she is.
Why not first?
I'm
just kidding.
She didn't practice enough.
That's the first thing
I'll tell her. I'm gonna say, Mr. Brendan said, "Why not first? What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck? The bear died for this."
So that's more valuable. I ask my sons every day, "What did you
that's
learn in school?"
fantastic.
They're like, "I don't know." They don't know nothing, and so every day is the same. So at least she goes to she practices
Oh, that makes me
all the
want to
time.
cry in front of you guys.
When-
a little bit. I get very proud and very.
Because she got second.
Yeah, man. Like she's really been busting her ass.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm wrong. I mean, look,
It's
I'm not,
addictive,
I
too.
never say when I bring stuff up on here, I'm wrong all the fucking time. But I was very honest with you and letting you guys know that I do not like her skipping school. My mom was an educator. My mom was a teacher. I enjoyed school. Maisie loves school. She
Yeah.
loves school.
But she'll
I
make
don't-
up for it.
She's fine, but I
Yeah.
just don't. I don't know. It's just I'm got time anxiety. I'm very stuck in my ways. If it's the way it's supposed to be done, I like doing it the way it's supposed to be done.
But if one's better than the other,
True.
then this is doing more good for her than the random day at school.
Yeah, she could be in a Sia video one day.
I have.
I would like
just the lessons of like, hey,
Be a
I
backup
practice.
dancer.
Or Ludacris. I
be a
don't know.
backup dancer for Tupac's hologram or something.
Not even about the dancing, because
Make Daddy proud.
the school
Pop that ass.
the day-to-day learning in school is more about what you've. It's not even about what you've learned. Who the fuck remembers anything they've learned?
I don't remember nothing.
Nothing?
Day to
I mean,
day.
I used to read animal encyclopedias every day.
What,
Now
and-
look at me.
Yeah,
Well,
you're killing bears.
Killing bears. And adding their hair to my collection.
That lady's gonna believe that
My
now.
dead animal
I've told-
scrapbook.
So, Brendan, what do you think about this? So, I told
Nothing.
Crystal about I like going on adventures with my family.
I like that.
And
My wife heard you talk about overlanding.
Yeah. And then I want to go to the Moab Desert. I want to go to Zion. I want to go to all these places.
Yeah, you have a bunch of adventures he's lined up that he wants to
And-
do with his boys.
and
In
so-
a trailer or something?
And well, wherever, I just want to go to these places while I
Yeah.
still have the time. But I look and I look it up on Google, and it's like, don't go in the summer; it's fucking shit slammed, right? Go like in the fall when school starts, whatever. There's less people. So I'm telling Crystal, like, let's do this in September, October. Like, when school, there's less people. And she's like, you're going to take them a week out of school?
Yeah,
but I'm
they'll
like,
get work. They'll get the school work. They can do it on the trip.
They gave her work too. Yeah,
but
no,
also,
you're right. Everything you're saying is right.
Even if they didn't even do the work, I'm like, the week of the family vacation in the fucking Moab Desert or Zion or wherever the hell we go, the adventure is more valuable to them than the random week of school. Now, I don't want them to get behind and shit, like, and then maybe, I don't want it to be a detriment to their education, but a week of elementary school is not going to make them break their fucking lives.
They're still going to do their schoolwork. There's going to be a lot of driving and stuff.
Yeah, and even if they were like a couple days behind or not, they spend the next month making
Sounds like they get a lot of homework already, though. So
yeah, who cares, though? The vacation and the family time spent is way more valuable than the fucking school.
I wonder if they get anxiety, like when we go on trips and you're like, God, I can feel my inbox just building, Like what if they're like, oh, my schoolwork?
No, not my sons.
No, May,
they don't
two chapters
know.
behind.
May's on charge and like May's like sort of on top of it. Like she's naturally Andrea. Tom and I talk about this all the time, and I know that a lot of listeners like get tired of us talking about it. But 100%, I have done nothing. Andrea's done nothing to make her a little Andrea. It's just a thing. It's just how she was born.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to be organized. She has time anxiety. She had Andrea write her. This is not me. This is not Andrea's
She's also
influence.
watching her mom.
She is watching. That's true. There is like a natural influence there, but she's like her. So she asked Andrea, she's like, will you write me? This is facts. She'll go, will you write me a schedule out of what I'm doing today so I can keep it in my pocket while I'm there and I'll always know what's going on. So now Andrea has to do that. That's just her. I didn't say that. Andrea didn't say that. That's just a thing she wants. Yeah, that's just in the blood, man.
Yeah.
It helps. Well, that helps, her stay stress-free. She knows what's coming up with her day.
No, there's still stress there because she got my anxiety.
Oh.
Yeah. And the watching your parents and there's some of that, but a lot of it. I'm noticing my sons are not watching me do shit. Like I'm trying to all I want to do is hard work around the house and I tell them,
show them,
and they're mad about me. They're like, I'm tired of you talking about work and hard work. It's like,
did you hear that one? Oh
so
no, you haven't been here in a minute.
They're not motivated.
Why?
To you.
Was it Tommy that was telling Crystal he's tired of grit or something? What was his thing?
No, he's just tired of hearing me talk about how I want them to be or learn how to be tougher or learn how to
meet them where they're at, man.
They're rad, and you know they are.
They're cool kids.
Yeah, they're great.
I saw them dancing at the Solar Bears game.
Yeah, but I want them to work harder because that's where you get ahead in life. If you
how was your dad? How did your dad handle that with you?
Oh, my dad.
Yeah. No, this is good though. Let's go back to your dad.
He didn't.
He didn't.
No, my dad was a free range parent.
I've heard of that.
Oh, yeah. We were our mom was American and hands-on, and she helped us with our math, and she was there. My dad was out chasing the moon with a pack of wolves. That was my dad. He would come back and impart wisdom when he was there, but otherwise he was in the bush most of the time.
But that has value, though, right?
Well, it's also a different time, and then,
Yeah, but
you think you learned a lot from your dad?
I learned a lot from him.
But not from book smart.
I'm also genetically, I'm a very cut between my parents. But as I get older, I see more of my dad in me than I did before. Yeah. But I have my mom's planning, sticking to it, getting in your face.
You're very organized
working
for
hard.
Someone who seems disorganized.
Thank you.
Yeah, you seem spontaneous, but I know.
Well, that's my dad's side.
Yeah, I know that's not true.
I know smoking weed like my dad. And,
he's a weed guy?
Oh, yeah. And he also, helps people all the time. Like he has, a flock of, old ladies where he'll just, go prune their hedges or, feed their bird feeders. He just has he checks on people.
That.
And
you would do that.
He gives them things, and he's like a little dot connector, and I think I get the dot connecting for my dad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And again, it's you're
a story collector too.
You didn't see that growing up,
but it's
what I saw growing up was my dad forgetting to pick me up after work. I would be washing dishes at that ski lodge and then he wouldn't pick me up like he was supposed to, and I would walk an hour and a half home in the snow. You know,
that
and
gave you grit though.
Well, I guess. Yeah.
Did it make you
crying.
mad? Did it make you mad at your dad?
Crying.
And what would he
all the way
say?
home.
What would he say?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, because he was out doing God knows what.
Yeah. Well,
climbing trees and hooting at owls.
see, that's what I'm not giving my sons.
You need to hoot him more out?
Well, because I'm too weak to forget about them. Well, that's because they need the grit of walking home.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, I hated it at the time. Don't do that.
well, you hated it, but look at Brendan, you're tough as shit.
Yeah, but I
you
also
are tough
haven't
as
been
shit.
home in 3 years, you know, and I love my parents. I love them. I talk to them all the time, but I
Yeah.
haven't been home. I moved out of country. I'm an expat Canadian living in a foreign country.
Because you're independent.
I'm an occasional drag queen. I'm sure my dad hates that shit.
You're your own person.
Does he hate that shit?
I don't think he gets it. He doesn't understand.
But he's not judgy on it, right?
No, because No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
what
seems
have you talked to him
supportive
about
of
it?
Not really. He sees pictures. People at home. I just learned this. There is a.
Are we going down the road we can go down? Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm an open book.
Don't ask, you idiots.
We're about to
get good here. Diane Sawyer.
Salivating
There's
over
a
here.
group of people at home who I have discovered tell him, like, they report on me.
Your gay
to
son's
my
got a wig on
parents.
again.
Yeah.
I saw his wig.
Oh,
He's down there doing the bingo. Your gay son down there.
Because he doesn't have.
That's
he
the
doesn't-
guy I'm playing. I don't know what character that is, but he's like, I saw your gay son
perfect.
down there again.
Perfect.
I was having coffee. I saw him up there with the wig on.
Because he doesn't have social media. He doesn't know how to turn on a computer. Like, he doesn't do that.
God, that's so cool.
And so he.
That has become cool to me.
The
Like,
other-
when I see people that are detached from technology, I'm like, oh my God, you're so cool.
No, it's aggravating. Like, he wants to send photos and stuff. Like, he gets, when he's doing
Put 'em in a
archaeology,
folder.
he doesn't know how to send photos to anyone. And he's got a phone with like 1,000 photos on it because he doesn't know what to do with them. You know, he just keeps taking pictures now with his phone.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
It's great that he knows how to use a phone, but
He
he
might be
doesn't do
Brendan's
anything.
dad.
He just-
Yeah.
He's- he's
I don't know if
some
they're all
similarities
stored in
there.
there.
I
I don't
know.
do nothing with them.
I want to learn stuff, you know? Like, I don't want to be that guy that's left behind. And I learned that from my mom. She always knew about new technology and stuff. She wanted us learning new things when it came along. Like, and I love learning that stuff. So, like, there's just not a thirst to learn things with my dad, which drives me crazy.
Well, that's normal for
He's coming into a landing.
older dads. Yeah. I
He's
don't want to
tired
learn
of
nothing
learning
now.
things. Yeah. I'm ready to turn this thing off, and I don't mean kill myself.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to explain this to Andrea last night, and she was like, you want to kill yourself? Like, I could feel she's like, you want to kill yourself? I'm like, no. I just want to be able to turn off my brain
Yeah.
and just enjoy what I have now without everything around me swirling
That
at
makes sense.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I just...
Like, me and Daniel are never going to change the way we're doing this.
No, it dies
we
like
will,
that.
like, we will continue to do podcasts,
Yeah.
even beyond. Like,
Yeah.
people, there'll be a new thing. Like,
Yeah,
you guys aren't on StarCast yet? And
Yeah,
we're
we're like, fuck your
that.
Starcast.
Yeah, we're a
Yeah.
podcast.
I
and
think
we're-
Starcasts are like fucking black bears.
and
Fuck
then
them.
my- our-
Scotty's like that. He wants to shut down at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
I'm like
Like,
Scotty.
he always has 9-to-5 jobs. He's at the History Center now, very 9-to-5. And when he gets home, he just wants to be home. But, like, my job and my lifestyle is, like, 24/7. There's always things happening.
Yeah.
I'm always working, and I love it. And I'm always typing away in my office.
Yeah.
And there's piles
Going
of drag.
places,
Yeah,
yeah.
And he needs a little bit more of a schedule, and I have no schedule. It just depends on, like, what's happening that
I
week.
would only like to be alive for about an hour a day.
Not
I'd come
alive.
out,
You
I'd
mean
go- like,
actively
I mean, like actively
engaged.
participating. Like,
Yeah.
I'm out here, I'm seeing you guys, I do talk a little bit,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I go back into my coffin like a Dracula.
Well, listen, I've always said that one day Daniel will never leave his house again.
Yeah, it's coming.
And I'm just
Johnny Carson, Johnny
I'm just
Carson.
Richard
te-
Simmons.
Johnny Carson, Richard Simmons.
I'm telling you all,
Yeah.
this will
It
happen.
will
and
happen.
Daniel agrees.
It's very close.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
can zoom it in.
I don't think people understand how fucking close we are.
yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
actively, like, this weekend, my wife and kid are gone. It's just me and Maggie the PP and Dansby the PP. I have never been more excited to lay in the bed with my double, and I call them the two pedos because it's two PP dogs. They're my torpedoes. I keep them on either side of me, the two pedos. And I got Maggie on the left, Dansby on the right, and I just lay there like Gary Oldman in
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Dracula.
And
I'm like an old Dracula, and I just lay. And I will not. As soon as I leave here, I will probably go get a 4-pack of. I like Coors Light Tall Boys. I'll go get a.
You have an Airbnb. Why don't you do this like?
No.
once a month?
I'm gonna take. I'll take it home, and then I'm
away
gonna
from his
take
house.
the dogs out, and then bring them in, and then me and the dogs will probably go to bed today around 4:30. And we're done. In the bed,
Sounds
everything
great.
dark. 4 tall boys, the 2 PPs,
There's nothing
a pile
wrong.
of marijuana, and I just sit there.
Doing nothing.
Nothing. Try to turn my brain off.
Dolce far niente.
Yeah.
Isn't that what's that? Eat, pray, love.
Yeah.
The joy of
All
doing
right.
nothing.
Let's take a break.
Pret-a-porter, off the rack. Wait, ready to wear. What does that mean? Where am I?
When we come back, I want to find out what else is going on in Orlando.
Yeah, we got to get the update.
With Brendan. And then we got some other things to talk about.
We also have brand new music from Hunting Lions and a brand new single from the hit and very favorite punk rock band, Teenage Bottle Rock. The name of the band is Hunting Lions. KOTA is the name of the song. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the industry leader, radio guys turned podcasters. And now the whole town is sucking our dicks.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to lick our balls, bitch.
What a dumb world we live in, where everybody thinks they're smart. We're all too stubborn to admit that we really don't know shit, it's so dumb. What a stupid world we live in. No one really gives a shit about the suffering of another. There's no need to even bother, I quit. What a waste of time to even try to explain it. What happens to one really happens to us all. Things will get worse before they're better. That's the way it goes in this dumb world. That's the way it goes in this dumb world. It's so fucking dumb. What a dumb world we live in, where we all just try to ignore that the things we do and say have a price we'll have to pay, and that sucks. What a stupid world we live in, where we're always blaming someone else. We never take into account the way we let each other down. It's so dumb. What a waste of time to even try to explain it. Being sweet is much more fun than being a dick. We're blowing straight through our rock bottom. That's the way it goes in this dumb world. That's the way it goes in this dumb world. It doesn't have to be so dumb, so fucking dumb. It doesn't have to be so dumb, so fucking dumb. It doesn't have to be so dumb, so fucking dumb. It doesn't have to be so dumb, so fucking dumb. But it is.
Yeah.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I can't believe the amount of people that just will not even do their job at all. It's crazy. I'm like, wow. But then I think back to when I worked for a corporation, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't want to do that job either because I didn't give a fuck. Because I was jaded, and I think a lot of people who work for giant corporations, they just get jaded, and then
Remember the song Jaded by Aerosmith?
what do they care?
Jaded!
Jaded!
Hey,
look at that! That's my Steven Tyler.
Hey, baby! Whoa, whoa!
Although I started looking more into it because, I always scream that no one wants to work in fast food. That's why no one gives a shit.
I do.
But
I'm your Huckleberry.
But I also think, well, don't the people that are, once they have that job, don't want to get yelled at by their manager? Or like
Can't get yelled at by a robot.
No, but they have a manager, and if they fuck up, they hear it from them like, hey, you're doing this wrong. Like, don't those people get motivated
I
by
would
not...
want you to be my manager because you'd never tell me shit.
Yeah,
and I'd
well, I
be
know.
fucking off, and I'd be like,
you'd
this
be
motherfucker
yelling.
ain't going to tell me nothing.
So isn't the motivation just not to get yelled at or hassled enough to be decent enough?
It used to be. Now, this is the shitty
You can't
part.
yell at people
It
anymore.
used to be, and I think we've lost our way a little bit, but it used to be, and my mom and dad were able to do this to me. They really were. And I think that I'm a different human now, but they did instill a natural, pure, and golden work ethic into me where I could go to work, and my job wasn't to not get yelled at, because that's not the point of your job. The point of my job was to do the best job at my job.
Yeah.
And I did that. And we don't do that anymore. Now, we do have kids that go to their job in the attempt to not get yelled at. You shouldn't go there with the attempt to not get yelled at. You should go there with the attempt to do a good job.
There is another issue in food service right now in that we lost so many good career service workers in the pandemic who went on to do something else that was more stable for them, right?
Yep.
I don't know, real estate, whatever they did.
That was a bad choice.
Anyway, and then the kids that have replaced them, because restaurants, there was a point where restaurants were just thirsty for warm bodies to bring food out to tables.
Yeah.
They just they could not get people to apply for and fill those jobs. There were right? And so now you go to these restaurants where they used to have actual servers, like people who served with skill, they knew how to fancy open a bottle of champagne.
I'm getting told in the chat room that my work ethic is boomerific.
Oh, that's nice. Is that good?
Why is it bad to have a good work ethic?
Oh,
why is it considered boomer to want to, why is it bad to want your reputation and what your hands touch
work to
be
live,
to
don't
have
live
value?
to work.
Well, because
to have
that's
value.
the boom thing.
And it had nothing to do with the amount of money I was making. It had everything to do with, I did this and I did a good job with it.
Well,
why is that bad?
It's the corporations have made it.
But that's not me. Don't get mad at me and
not
call
valuable.
me boomer.
Well,
get mad at them.
Well, because we're mad at you because we're like, why are you working so hard? This place doesn't give a fuck. No one gives a
Yeah,
fuck.
that's on you. Don't get mad at me because you're shit. Don't get mad at me because
but
you're
why-
not smart enough.
But why
They're
are
not
you
getting
doing
mad,
it?
But that's why they're going through the paces
Well, they
of
are mad.
why do I need to work so
I'm
hard?
mad.
Yeah, but if
to
you're
make
mad
more
at me,
money for the guy who
if I'm-
owns this.
Yeah,
But if I'm working hard because I take pride in what I do, you're getting mad at me because you're not doing that. You're mad
Also,
at yourself,
if
not
you're
mad at
in
me.
if you're in a service role, you're going to make more money if you're better at your job.
That's different. I'm talking about if you're just
People who work at the DMV.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that naturally just doing a good job because you're intelligent and you can activate and do things, I don't think that's boomer. It's not boomer to hey, I have a brain and this is my job and I chose to do a good job, whether it was whether I'm getting compensated fairly or not. That's not the question here. I'm just talking about executing the job that I'm supposed to do. Why are we villainizing people for doing a good job?
We all kind of it's a little different for us.
Does sound
you guys
boom.
work for
No,
you
but
guys
I'm
work
just-
for yourselves. You work for yourself.
No,
so
even at
you-
Real
you
Radio,
make more the harder you
even
work.
that last year where I was literally getting Chris Kampmeyer told me
And
he
you
was going to
hated it.
sue me. Russ and everything had gone to shit. The whole thing they were going to
Oh my god.
I'll talk about it. It's true. But I still did a good job because I knew that my reputation and what I do, my value, my self-worth, I have enough self-worth even though I have no I don't know, I don't have an ego.
But that actually benefited yourself. If you start looking at working for a company, because
I was never doing anything to benefit the company. I was always doing everything to benefit my own reputation.
Yeah.
Because working hard is what my dad instilled in me, and he killed himself working.
Yeah, but that is benefiting you. There's a lot of jobs where working hard doesn't benefit yourself at all.
Government jobs. People who work for the city of Orlando.
There's no benefit to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of corporations jobs, like corporate jobs, you start to realize after years, you're like, well, I worked hard at the beginning and nothing matters. And then so why give a fuck? And so really it's the companies or you work at a government job, you can never be fired. Although back to the motivation, don't you have motivation to not get hassled by your manager? So that keeps you kind of doing a good job.
I just like doing a good job because I'm smart. If that makes other people mad, I'm real sorry. You're
me
just
feel
dumb.
good, too.
I think you're just a dumb person.
I think it's dumb to do a good job for nothing.
Well, but that you don't worry about me. I'm doing it for me.
Well, you're making us all look bad.
Not my fault.
Well, it is your fault because
not my fault.
You're making the group.
No. I am only in I am not in control of the group.
Yeah.
I'm only in control of me.
And they're making themselves look bad by not
I'm only in
stepping it up.
control of me, and I'm going to do
Why
a good
are you
job.
working so hard?
Because I like working, and I like doing a good
Well,
job.
get
'cause
the
I'm
hell
smart.
out of here.
You see what I'm saying?
It had nothing to do with smart. I'm the smarter one by doing nothing. You're working hard for nothing.
No, but you're eventually going to get phased out because you're so dumb. You're not going to be able to accomplish anything.
We sound like a road work crew. Why are you working so hard?
That's what it is.
Yeah, you got to slow down.
But it is that. No, it is that. It's almost like NFL teams tanking. I hate it.
It's the best play.
No, it's not the best play.
It
No,
is.
it's only the best play because the system is broken.
Well, that's different. Then
No, but I'm not going to do that. Like I don't.
You have
choose-
to work
But
the
I don't
system.
choose to in my. No, you don't have to. I don't choose to in my life work the system. Then I would prefer to do a good job and have all of you hate me because you're not smart enough. I would prefer to do that than to
Well, it
be
has nothing to do with smart.
to be with the group saying, "Hey guys, we gotta all tank. We gotta all do a poor job
no,
here."
it's not.
I'm not doing.
It's not
that.
doing a poor job on purpose. But it's like, why are you working so hard?
Because I want to. Because I enjoy working. I enjoy executing the task that I've been given.
For
Sounds
what
properly.
reason?
Because I get satisfaction out of it.
Well, that's an insane person.
No, it's not an insane person. It used to not be an insane person. It's now a new insane. Oh, the new insane person is the person that enjoys and gets fulfillment out of doing a good job. That's broken. If that's where we're going, we're fucked. If that's where we're going, we're totally fucked.
I think that's extreme, but I think there's we could have a better. I work all the time. I could have because I like it, but I could have a better work-life balance. You know,
I could
Well,
too.
right?
Daniel,
Yeah, I could too.
I'll make a perfect example. You worked your ass off at Clear Channel. What did that get you?
Well, it got me this. I mean, you
No,
could
got you fired,
No,
which
but,
got you
no,
this.
but you could make
Yeah.
make plenty of arguments, and I've heard plenty of arguments.
It didn't
that
help
my
you.
reputation in this town, because of what I did and where we came from, we wouldn't be what we are if we didn't have the reputation of doing a good job.
Well, that's with the listeners, and that's different. That's because you
but
have.
it is.
Well, but you being funny on the air is different than like.
It gave me plenty of reps. It gave me the opportunity to do it at a professional level. It gave me the opportunity to go inside.
But you're doing it for yourself. That's the thing.
I was doing it for myself.
Well, that's the thing.
but I've always been doing it for myself.
You have a different career where working hard is benefiting yourself.
So then none of you people out there that are doing that shouldn't get mad at me because I'm doing it for
yeah,
myself.
but there's other jobs that have nothing. They are working hard.
Then those people should go do those jobs.
Well, there's only so many jobs. Like you can't work in radio or be an entertainer all the time. That's a rare job. The rest of these jobs, you work for fucking Home Depot and you realize how hard I work makes no difference with how much money I get. Also, it doesn't do anything for anybody. Now, you could just do it for yourself, for your own self-worth, but then the problem is the people around you, the one guy's working her ass off, and then the boss is like, well, why don't you work like this guy? And then because, well, what does it do for me? I'm not going to, for
then
what?
you
This
burn
giant
out.
corporation to make this
And then
corporation
you
more
burn
money?
out, and then they lose
Yeah,
you.
and,
So
and then also, what is it?
like nurses.
You're not going to give me more money.
sad.
You're not going to give me more money. You're not going to give me a raise. I'm not going to be the fucking manager of this company.
Yeah.
So what's the incentive? That's the problem. There's no incentive anymore. And
I would agree with that.
And then, like
I
you
think
said,
that's why a lot of people went into opening their own businesses
True.
during the
True.
pandemic. So they're like,
Yeah.
I was working super hard. I
Which
was in
is
the line of danger.
too hard.
I can stop doing that and work for myself, and then I have control over what I'm doing.
But that's the conundrum is when you start working for yourself, you realize you're like, fuck. Too hard. Because now
it's not too hard. It's just never stops.
Well,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say it's too hard. I
No,
don't think
it's a
there's-
lifestyle.
I mean,
Well,
this
too
might-
hard if you wanna
this
make
might
it
sound
work.
arrogant, but I don't think there's anything too hard for me and Tom. Like I honestly believe that you give any problem or any business or anything, like I wouldn't. There's no person I would rather be in business with than him because I think when push comes to shove, I will put
Now you can't
me
break
and
up with
him
him, Tom.
thinking to like together. I will
Yeah.
put us thinking together against anybody.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
literally anybody. But I'm
John and I
I'm
take
just-
that challenge.
I'm glad that I had the work ethic that my dad. I say he gave me that, but I don't know if
You're
he really
born with
did.
it.
Yeah, I think it's just in there. That's why. You know why I think you're right on that is because I can't accurately explain why I feel that way.
Is this
and
why
if
you
you
don't want to
can't-
work hard to get your boat?
Well, no,
title?
if you can't accurately articulate why you want to work all the time, even though things might be bad or things may not favor you, then it's probably in the
Because then I
blood.
have to fold laundry.
But I think most people want to work for a goal or a purpose or have their work mean something, right? I think that's where the problem is. It's like when you get stuck in this job where you realize, like, what does this all mean? Like, the harder I work, I don't get paid more. And then, so where do you land on that? You kind of just work just enough to get by. Because like you work for fucking Home Depot or any of these giant corporations, you go there, you could bust your ass. I've done this. I worked stocking the shelves at Home Depot. I bust our ass, me and the Grizz, 2 nights in a row or whatever, and do more pallets than ever before. And the boss is like, great, now that's your new pallet count. And then so then I'm like, well, I fucked myself. And then it say, great, we'll pay you more. I even asked, when I work for Champs, I would say like, hey, my schedule's 6 or 7 hours today. If I get all the stocking done in 4 hours, can I leave early and still get paid the rest because you schedule? And they're like, no. And then I'm like, well, what incentive is it for me to finish as fast? And it's like, I don't care. I fucking hate this company too. Like that was my manager saying. Like we just go. Well, no, I mean that's what she said.
You probably
basically.
should have asked. You probably should have just done it and left early. But.
Well, no, you can't. You can't leave whenever you want.
I mean,
when I worked for
you'll get fired. You know, like your schedule is
maybe
to leave at 7. If they go back there and I'm not there, it doesn't matter if I'm jacking off in a shoe castle or not.
I can never get on board with that though. Like, and it doesn't matter what you say, what anybody says, what anybody. Oh, look,
well, that's the problem.
You got to stretch it out. Like, no, I'm never going to do that. I'm always going to try and do a good
job. Control
and get it done correctly. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, I think
and I'm glad I'm like that because I would prefer to be that than be the type of person where you look at it and you go like, well, look at it. I can't do shit. We're doing nothing. Let's just sit here. And I'm not going to be that guy ever. I'm never going to be the guy that looks around and says, this is illogical. Let's do nothing. Yeah.
Well,
like that just sounds like a turd.
You bitched a lot about what Clear Channel treated you and did for you.
I did.
So I mean, that's what people are bitching about.
But I'm still glad that I'm still glad that I work the way that I work. I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to argue against me to show that I'm getting something wrong here.
Well, all the shit you did at Clear Channel, you bitched that they didn't do nothing for you.
I wouldn't say they didn't do nothing. I think that would be inaccurate. To say that they didn't do nothing for me would be inaccurate. Did I get mistreated at the end of my contract because they fucked up? Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Well, all that extra work you put in didn't gain any equity
in the company. No,
for you, like same thing with me. The harder all the stuff, it didn't.
But I will never be the type of person that will stand there and say like, "Let's all do nothing."
But is that because you had a shitty management? Like,
yeah, I think I had poor management.
Like your problem,
everybody in corporate
with the Home Depot, you had a shitty manager who didn't recognize that.
No, I think
you work for a corporation, you have shitty management.
But
like for the most part, I mean, yeah, okay, 25% has good management, 75%.
Well, he's gonna argue the positive side, and I appreciate that because we need, because we'll stay on the negative.
Oh, so it's boring to be negative all the time.
It is. You gotta spice it up. But no, I don't even know how to accurately articulate that, but there's never so I would say the opposite. What does the opposite do? So you decide, you look around, you say like, hey, we're all working and we're getting nowhere. We're going to decide to not work. We're going to decide to do nothing.
Well, your manager
does that accomplish? What do you accomplish by choosing to dig your heels in and say like, no, I'm not gonna do
Well, you have to do something. Your manager, there's a job that has to be done. So you do that job and nothing more.
I think so like I think you're talking about agency, and I think you're talking about like stakes. What are the stakes, right? And you hear about sometimes like there are these restaurants where they're like owner operated, and then it almost becomes like a co-op, and then everybody has the same stake. So if you're all working hard for that collective goal, you're all gonna benefit, right?
Yeah.
And so when you look at people who are in I don't want to say shitty, but maybe if you're in a situation where you feel like you're going to hit a glass ceiling, like what is the next step? And it doesn't matter if I work harder because I'm still going to be in the same place, right? So that like mobility, agency, I think those are probably the most important.
Yeah, and then you got to look at it, is this a career or is this a job?
Sure.
And a lot of people just work in jobs. Like, they don't want to move up in this company. Like, when I worked at Home Depot or whatever the fuck, retail, you just work there because I get a paycheck. I need to pay my bills. I need to fucking buy food or shit. Yeah. So you work there, but you realize, like, well, I'd work harder if they paid me more, but because this whole thing is designed to pay me what the
whatever they think the average is, whatever they think they should.
And then maybe you try it first, and I think everybody does. Like, they do a good job when they first get a job, and then they work their ass off, and then they realize over time, like, man, this does not do anything. It's not set up to do anything. Plus, I don't want to be the manager of this fucking
No,
place.
it's set up
Yeah.
to make it so they can sell more goods, and the people who are in charge make more money off of keeping you in that spot.
Yeah. So then you got Daniel coming in here, and he's working his ass off, folding 5 times the shirts of all of us, and they're like, "Why are you doing that, buddy? Like you're making us look bad because you're doing all this extra work, but for what?
No, you're not doing extra work. You're doing work.
You're doing harder work than the rest of us.
You're doing work.
Yeah, but why are you working so hard?
No, I'm not working hard. I'm just doing what I do.
You're doing more than us.
But no, you're saying that's more than you do. I'm sorry. This is what I do. This is my normal amount of work.
Well, that's why we hate you.
No, but I'm not doing anything different than me, is my point. Like, I'm not doing extra. Like, that's the problem, is you're saying you're doing extra work. No, I'm not.
But that person's an outlier, and
would,
they're gonna move the needle for everybody else.
Well, I would look at you and say, like, you're doing the minimum amount. I would say your attitude is the reason that you're doing no work. Well, you should do a baseline amount of work in order to activate what you're saying.
But that was the baseline before you became.
No, but your attitude has pushed you down, and now you're doing a lower amount of work just out of spite.
Well, it's out of.
That's what it's out, and that's the part I hate. Is that like I'm gonna dig my hands into my side, and I'm gonna do nothing now out of spite. And it's like, well, why don't you just do the baseline?
Or maybe that's just what they're
normal
capable of. I don't know why I'm just pointing at you.
No, it's not though. He's highly capable, is what I'm saying. I know.
Yeah,
how,
but why am I
going to
give them more than because they're not compensating me? And they don't care, and it's for nothing.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I'm not programmed to ever do that. Like, I'm not programmed to go in and look around and be like, okay, all these people are baseline. They're not doing a lot of work. In order to not make them look bad, I am now not going to do a lot of work. That's an insane thing to ask people to do to do their job.
Before we get too far, I work with you at Clear Channel, and we fucked off all the time, did shit.
Well,
and we laughed about it.
I mean, at the end we did, sure. But
in the 10 years, we didn't do really shit.
In the beginning of that, though, I worked my ass off. And for the years that you weren't there, I worked my ass off. For the years that you didn't see, I was literally doing more than anybody at that fucking station.
Yeah, but it wasn't, we're with you for 10 years. We gonna fuck off. We didn't do that much work. We're not coal miners. Like, it was not very much. Yeah, we did more than everybody else, but it still wasn't that much. Like, we did some fucking commercials and had to do some extra shit.
Do you feel like you do enough now?
Well, I wanted
to never do enough.
Well,
probably.
I want to obviously it's an addiction to grow the company as much as I can. So because I feel like if it doesn't, then I'm failing, and then I didn't work as hard. So yeah, it consumes. I fantasize about working for a corporation now because I could leave it at home and just go to work. I mean, it's always grass is greener. Like everybody who works at a corporation's like, oh, you work for yourself.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
I've had that discussion with Scotty all the time. Like, what's that like? You know,
it's always better on the other side.
Yeah,
because you only see your side. So I tell people, it's like there is no tried and true answer. First, it's different for everybody. Everybody's got a different personality, but there isn't that, like, working for yourself isn't the answer. Working for a corporation is the answer.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I have no idea.
You don't have any idea?
I do.
What?
I mean, I hate to say it. If we're just, this is like truth talk with boys. By the way, I'm having a really fun time discussing this. It's awesome. I mean that with love.
I know. I'm receiving it with love.
I would probably, unfortunately, be still doing what I was doing. If let's just be honest about it.
You go back on the radio?
Yeah. I would be there. I'd probably be working for somebody I hate. That's why this whole conversation to me is a total mindfuck. Because there's a lot of truth in what he's saying about, like, well, what did it get you?
Yeah. You don't think you could find someone that you like?
Well, not now. After tasting this, I'd have to block this out of my brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, everything he's saying is right, but at the same time, I also understand that I am in it and disagree with it.
But there's also a misconception that there's a perfect situation, and I realize there isn't. So every time,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Every time that came with age. Like now that I'm 41, I'm like, oh, okay, I see. There's never a perfect situation. So and as a human, you always want something better, right? We're fucking programmed. They're like, I want a better house, a better car, whatever. And that's and natural human ambition is fine
to progress.
But you look and you're like, oh, you got this fantasy like, oh, what if I did this or started this company and was successful and ran this and
My
that
granny
would
used to say, "I wish you enough."
that would be better.
you enough.
But that would just have another. There would be another problem.
Yeah.
Like there's no perfect situation. Like what if I was Colin Cowherd and I'm making fucking $5 million a year and syndicated and I was talking about sports or whatever.
dick.
Well, guess what? He's got fucking problems too, and he bitches about the management and the shit.
Yeah,
like,
but it's different. They're different problems.
I
would love rich people problems.
It's all. It's all. You know,
Hook
but
it
it's
up.
all a problem.
As long as I look cute and I have someone making my own food and picking up my dog poop for me,
Money,
that's great.
But there's always going to be a different problem.
Yeah,
And-
I love that, though.
No, I know. Listen,
I want
and
rich people problems.
Money does solve your lifestyle problems,
Yeah.
right? And it solves certain problems, but it also creates other problems. But it could be better. And I
want a
believe it
medical
is.
massage every day.
And so, I believe if you are making good money, it solves a lot of money problems. But there's some other shit you can learn to get bitch about or whatever.
It don't always.
I got some rich friends, and when they bitch, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Their problems are they weigh the same.
Maseratis in these shopping
I don't
ads.
know where to put all my cars. Shut up.
But they're weighing the same in their mind. They got if you were weigh
guess.
up the stress, it's the same. You know, sometimes like having nothing is freeing. You know,
That's true.
Like me and Dan will joke around now. It's a fucking
Like
hard
a hermit.
life.
That's why people would become hermits.
Minimalist or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, people. I look at the people that sell everything and just fucking like I'll
I got
just
a friend
do,
that does the van life. He
Yeah,
did that.
anybody that does that.
Yeah, and
Looks
he's
freeing.
a digital nomad, and he helps people
Could
with
you
their
do
ad
that?
campaigns from his van.
Think you
looks
could do
awesome.
that?
Yeah, I do.
I think you could.
I get lonely.
Scotty couldn't though, right?
No.
No.
But
I used to travel a lot, and I would always come down to like missing home or like
Yeah.
a spot.
you ask those people, they've got a whole set of problems, and
Yeah.
they fantasize about a 9-to-5 job or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
some of them don't,
It's
but
always something.
but it's like,
else.
man, I wish they always want the next thing.
Yeah.
You're always gonna want the next thing. You got to be content with understanding that there's no perfect situation. No matter what job you have,
My
make the
perfect
best of it.
situation is Richard Branson Island. I want to be Richard
Yeah.
Branson. I want an island, and I want
But you know-
Galapagos tortoises
Well, I think
and papaya trees.
to go back to what we're saying, though, I think like there is a weird part of me that's made peace with who I am or how I act. You know, in knowing how, he knows how I am gonna be, no matter what. Like he knows that no matter what the task, if he gave me a task or we're working on something, that we're always like, and I know that with him, that we're always gonna give 100%.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to have. So I would say, overall, looking back on it, no matter what, I'm glad of the way it worked out because of the skills that I have. But I'm lucky that I got those skills.
I think your next step is mentoring and starting.
I don't want to be a coach. Too many coaches. Too many people out there
Well, maybe
preying
not a-
on people's. Other people are weak. Other people don't have the get up and go. Other
about,
people aren't self-starters, and then they want to give money to people, and then we give them what we know, and I don't want.
But if you could curate a couple other Tom and Dans and get them on the radio and stuff too, and just build your
no interest.
Doesn't
in it.
exist.
They
network
can't
of
do it. They're
sales
too
stuff.
weak. They're
No,
too weak to do it.
It's not even that. If they could, they'll do it without us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think. Also, I listened to on TikTok. What was the guy that started Barstool? What's that guy's name?
Oh, the
they
pizza
just
guy.
sold it.
Yeah.
No, the
The guy that takes the one bite pizza.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
I knew who you
The
were
owner
talking
of
about.
Barstool.
The dickhead.
He was just here.
He talks about
Portnoy.
Portnoy. So he talks about.
Thank you, chat room.
Portnoy.
He signed some
Right in the Portnoy.
some girl podcasters under their Barstool Sports umbrella
Okay.
or whatever. And as soon as he did, and then they were under their umbrella, and then they started promoting them or whatever, or naturally they just blew up. And all of a sudden now they've got fucking 1 million downloads or whatever.
You're talking about the girl podcast?
Yeah. So I don't.
It broke apart too because they had contract disputes.
It did, but the end all.
It was huge though.
Idea of it, which I realized a long time ago. Same thing with. I don't even understand how some people, if they blow up and they work for a radio station, why not just go out and now you don't have to.
You know what you can do.
You can
now.
make 100% of it yourself instead
Yeah.
of giving a portion.
It was the Color Daddy show. Thank you, Huffington Paint.
So
in the chat room.
so the two podcasters were like, we're bigger, we're big enough to do all this shit themselves. Why are we giving 50-50 to fucking
Maybe that's
Barstool?
part of it. You become an incubator communicator, and you have then they're still in your network if it ends nicely, and
but
you
it's
can
never
still
going to
work
end
with
nicely
them.
because if we're
If you
bar-
go into it knowing that it's going to be a 5-year contract and you're here to help them start their thing, you work with them, you introduce them to some new sponsors, but then at the end it's like it's a clean break. If you know like what you're getting into, I think something like that could be exciting.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, there's a perfect situation that it could be, but like let's say T&D Media sign Bungalow on the Bus, right?
I tried to get you to do that.
I tried to do it. Bus was the holdout, man. The contract went sour, and then it broke down at the 11th hour.
So we're like,
he wants younger and younger prostitutes.
You got you guys, I
can't get on board with that.
John Bustecker,
even if they're 18.
You got you guys are talented. You got a good rapport with each other, back and forth. Whatever, your show's good. T&D Media sign you.
John's personality a little bloated.
Now we're gonna take 50% of your advertising but we're gonna bring you advertising, and all of a sudden, then you blow up, right? And then all of a sudden, you have a shit ton and you got advertisers hitting you up like, "Hey, I want to advertise with you,"
right?
And you're like, "Well, I can't contractually. You got to go through T&D Media, which is gonna take 50%. That is going to slowly build up toxicity where you're like, well, fuck, what do I need these guys for? I'm already, the people fucking love them.
So what's more fair?
What's more fair
about that? And then I'm going to be like, well, I signed you.
So you have to make it more fair. So what do you do?
Well, I'm going to be like, well, you signed the deal, 50-50.
Well, no, I'm saying if you were to make it more fair to keep their motivation, to not build the toxicity or the resentment, what would you do? What's the fairer deal?
Well, that's the problem there. Like, what is fair?
Because that's what we're talking about.
That's subjective. If you bring in your own clients, then you get a 25% kickback or
because
something.
Well, then I can't make the money off. The whole point was for us to make
You're
money.
Still making it.
But I want to make it more. I want to make it all, Brendan. I want to make it all.
I am not a gold mine, sir. You can't get all that out of me.
Because that is that's the whole point of a business.
Yeah,
it's capitalism. It's like, I want to make it all. Fucking Clear Channel wants to make it all.
I think there's a way to get through all that if you're willing to communicate and people can. And
I
you're
do
communicating the whole time.
The money part's hard, though.
Yeah, it is hard, but as long
hard.
as you're talking about it, I think you're fine.
This is a good conversation.
Well, there comes a point. I looked at it where like there's been. I mean, shit. We've had this deal where like they come to us and whether it be our hosting agency or whatever, like, hey, we're gonna bring you Squarespace or these commercials. Sometimes we take it, but
God, we haven't done that
in the
forever.
past. But they're like, you read the commercials and then we take 40% and we'll give you 60%. And sometimes it's fine, but there comes a point where, and then they're paying you off a scale that's not necessarily a rate, and then you're like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, why would you what?
Yeah, why would you turn that down?
Why would you turn that down?
Yeah.
We're giving you this. And
We've
we're
had
like,
them say that to us.
Well,
They're like, well, that's it. Like, well, actually, the guy that, I won't say that.
But it's also like, and that's fine. But if they owned us, then the resentment builds.
I get it.
And then it comes to a point where I don't need you anymore. And then so getting shows underneath the T&D umbrella doesn't necessarily make that much sense, especially if you are like
talking your way out of my amazing idea.
No, we never wanted to have shows under. I've never wanted that because I never want anybody else. I never want anybody else's deadlines. Like now you're working on my deadline, right? And you got a show to come out. And I've always told you this. It's very simple for me.
What if you're just buying airtime?
I don't want to wait though, and then you got to produce a show to me. You got to give it to me. You don't give it to me on the deadline. I don't want that.
What if you could get your advertisers on other people's shows?
We can.
Yeah, we can. We can do that now.
We can. And then you got to prove that it works. And then what cut do you take? I mean, I've tried this before, and it's still there's still a possibility of this happening, of like
or vice versa. If there's like a network.
You're talking about the Tom-and-Dan Dance Squad.
But
it's
I think it's interesting that there's not like an interconnected like network of advertisers. Like if someone could.
No, we have that.
Well, that's podcast.
Oh, okay.
Well, no.
Well, the
that's what all podcast networks are.
Yeah, but T&D Marketing has that. Like we've tried that. We have that.
Yeah. We don't have the time to put into.
Yeah, this might be super boring for everybody.
No. Well, it's the
These
end
are
all
Brendan questions that can happen afterwards.
because everybody's like,
Be selfish.
I've heard this a million times where like, why don't you get podcasts under you and then but I'm like,
shit on them.
Like podcast centipede.
I would do that, but the problem is once they get to a certain point of popularity, what's to stop them from leaving?
That's okay. You have to be allowed to let them go.
But that's my business. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I know what
sir,
you mean.
I got 5 podcasts
But
under
you
me.
still have a relationship with them. There's a way to still engage
But that's
with them.
the problem
and do things.
typically with big corporations, right? They lock you in.
That's
and
what
then
they
you get too big.
That's the business,
And that's the issue because you feel locked in. But if everybody's entered into this knowing that it's going to end with, eventually they grow off, but then you have like an affiliate program or something to keep working with them when they're even bigger, and maybe it's even easier at that point when they've gone off.
You're a
and
very
flown away.
positive boy.
well, but then it comes to where there's no need for that because
My sugar daddy said
there's an infinite amount of content that everybody's doing at the same time. So who you're not special. Like, oh, I got 4 podcasts here. Who gives a fuck? There's 10 trillion.
But what we're missing in the Orlando market is like a one spot. Like if the president came to Orlando and wanted to reach somebody. Like, is there a show in Central Florida that the president would need to go on to do that? You
Johnny's house. You got to go in Johnny's house.
It's all spread. It's all. I don't know if that is ever going.
Johnny's house.
I don't think it ever exists anymore.
No.
Because it's so spider-webbed out, and everybody's in their own information bubble and like into what they're into. That there's not a huge majority listening to one show anymore. Yeah. It's like the old MASH shit. It's like the reason why MASH's season finale was big is there's nothing fucking to
think
watch.
about it. Like Sam and I will talk about shows that we randomly watch on Tubi. At like prime time. Like, I'm talking about her sitting down at 8 p.m., me sitting down at 8 p.m., and I'm watching a biker documentary on Tubi because there's so much shit out there that we're now just going back into the archives.
When we go on the news, no one even sees
Not
it.
one time.
Like, some people will be like, I saw you on the news. Like, like
Not
2
even
people.
one
But it won't
time.
be a big deal. So it's like, all right, well,
That's
not that
your
many-
audience isn't seeing you on the news, but the news audience is seeing you maybe for the first time.
Well, how do I know? There's no way to know.
Yeah, and no one will ever tell us that we won't know
I
that
used to
way.
do PBS as a news night thing. It's like
I know Newsnight.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to do that every once in a while. Like
Yeah.
if I had written a
I'd
story
see
that
you on
tied
there.
in.
Yeah.
And I would, and it's funny because I was like, who the fuck's watching? Who's
Well, it's
watching this?
syndicated.
WCF, PBS.
Newsnight syndicated all across the North America.
Oh,
right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The local one?
I mean, I don't. Is there a local Newsnight compared?
Yeah,
to
there's a local one
okay,
that's done here in Orlando. It's like local journalists
Gotcha.
talking. They all
Sorry.
sit down. They talk about stories that, I don't know, something that's happened. Like the bear story. Maybe like everyone who's written about the bear story, they all get together and talk about it on this show on PBS. And I used to do it, and I was like, nobody's watching this on WCF. Like, who's watching this? If I went into a museum, an art museum or something, those ladies work in the front. I swear to God, I just saw you on PBS.
Okay,
I just saw you. So it was a different demographic. Or like the people who follow our Instagram, they're not also reading our website, most of them. They're just following the Instagram. Or the people who are on our newsletter aren't going to Facebook.
Oh my God, I
they're all
farted
different
and
audiences.
it's so bad. I farted and it's so bad. I'm so sorry.
You know, you do.
My God, I farted.
You do. You bring up an interesting thing that I ran into.
It smells like shit over here.
I ran into someone at the airport that they don't even listen to the show anymore, but they just follow our Instagram.
It's me, isn't it?
So
because of the clips.
So they just know of the show from the Instagram.
They
or
told
whatever.
you, they had the balls to tell you, I don't listen anymore, but I'm on your Instagram.
They said they don't have time to listen to podcasts.
And
they
it's
just follow
easier
us
for
on
them to
Instagram.
ingest your content because it's those little highlights, the clips. I do that with RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't watch RuPaul's. Who has time
I
to
do it
watch
with
the whole
Jimmy
thing?
Fallon.
They're just micro-consuming tiny bits of information at a time, and then they'll say like, "Oh, I'm a Tom and Dan listener." They just listen to only our social media
But then
clips.
going back to what we were talking about working, based on what you're hearing from somebody who's saying they're only getting in digestible clips, should we only do digestible clips, tiny little pieces, and put it out there?
No, because there's thousands of people that listen to all the whole
No,
show.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, most
There are
people,
some people,
are
yeah.
getting us in tiny bites.
Do you remember? So we launched our Bungalow on the Bus, which is like about, 45-minute show. And then Mark Bertelli. Do you remember him for the Daily City?
What happened to him?
I want to be nice. I don't know. He moved out of
be
town.
nice.
He moved out of town.
Okay.
We're not friends.
Well,
anymore.
No,
Now-
I mean
well,
we knew
now I
him.
think the worst.
We knew. I'll tell you why I knew Mark. I knew him because of the food truck thing that he did, and I guess he quote started.
He
that,
really did.
And then it became like a hubbub of like other people doing it, and then he would like fight with them. And then, like, I remember all
He's
those
Mr.
fights.
Truck.
He was the truck guy,
Yeah,
and
he
other
was-
people started doing it, undercutting his prices.
Yeah.
And it was a big. I worked for them for a little bit. Where was I going with this?
Yeah, you were talking.
So
give
we
us
launched
spill
our
the tea.
show, and
Spill the tea.
and it was when he was mad at me when we were not friends anymore. So he launched a podcast, but his podcast was small. It was like a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes max, and it was easier. And his numbers grew way faster than ours because it was non-committal. You know, you got everything you needed, quick and easy, and you could move on to ingesting
I did like
the
it
next
better than
thing.
you guys. I will say
It was great.
I remember listening to Mark's podcast. It was far better than Bustex. Far
He's
better.
funnier.
Yeah.
He's funnier.
He's snarky gay.
Snarky, gay, quick podcast.
Very fast.
Let you know what he was thinking, and I loved it. I ingested every one of those podcasts, and I was mad the whole time. Just like,
But you wanted a little
getting
one.
indigestion. I was like, well, we shouldn't be doing, like, now we're
Yeah.
shoehorned into this contract with Real Radio. We got to do 45 minutes.
I know.
I should be doing a short one that everybody's going to listen to. And, yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Well,
I love
There's
that.
no lesson.
what happened
It
to
doesn't
it?
end.
What happened?
I think
to
it's
it?
Well, now he's gone.
He
He's
moved
not
out of
doing it
town.
anymore. And we're still around because we do it every time. And it's consistency is the biggest key in
It
doing
really
this
is.
But
job.
There's also, and I've learned this through talking about like marketing with different podcasts and different social media influencers. The number of your viewers or whoever's following you doesn't necessarily correlate with the amount of money or your advertising weight.
Sure.
So, for instance, there are plenty of Instagram bikini models that have 200,000 followers
Sure.
that won't buy shit from them or they can't endorse anything.
Yeah.
Because they have 200,000 followers, but the value of that is
their currency level of followers is like 0.01 cent.
maybe.
Why don't you guys do more influencing stuff?
What do you mean?
Like more like on like your little like.
What are you talking
on
about?
your
Ice
little
bucket
Instagram.
challenge? I don't do ice bucket
You know what
challenge.
I mean? Like, why don't you like?
No.
People don't just pay you to come out to a restaurant opening and stuff.
Oh, you mean like
Just
guest,
on your
guest
own?
DJ?
You know what I mean? Yeah, a little
guest
DJ
DJ
nights.
at Turn Nightclub?
Yeah.
What do you charge for that?
Depends, whatever it's worth your time.
You gonna get us out guest DJing? Guest DJ Tom Van.
I was asked to do one at the new Listening Lounge that just opened up downtown.
You should do it.
Proper.
Do
Yeah,
it.
and they'll partner me with a vinyl DJ, and then we co-host.
Yeah,
the
he
evening.
mixes it and you give the influences.
Yeah, and I would be in drag probably.
should
and
do
just
it.
host like a vinyl night and just be funky
great.
and tell dick jokes over the mic and just vibe.
Do you want to do that?
Well, how much is it worth?
The more you do it, the more money you can make because with successful campaigns is why I ask.
Here's the problem with I've looked at all this, and so you look at, all right, this bar will pay me $300 to go out to, like, oh, that's pretty good. But I was like, well, I could pay myself $300 right now through the company.
Right.
So do I need the $300
Right.
or do I want this bar to pay me? Because our company has money.
Got it.
But I can't just pay myself $300 because I didn't earn it from the company.
It's also, I think, different being a dad. I'm just throwing that in there
You'd rather
because,
be
like, my
home.
time is. No, it's not. I don't have to be home. It's just, I don't know. The stigma of having that is a little weird in me going out on like a Thursday night and I'm like DJ. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Well, it's
Maybe it's not made for me.
what's like, do I need the money
have to
or do
DJ.
I want the money? Or also, is the money worth leaving, not hanging out with my family?
Right.
Yeah.
What would I pay for this 10 years from now to hang out with my family tonight for more than $300?
And when you do your hosting gigs, it's not through you; it's through the company.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and because me and Daniel own the company, we're too close to
Because
it.
if I called him and said, like, hey, I have a DJ event tonight and I don't want to do it because I'm a dad. Can I have $300? He'd say, yes, you can.
Well, because,
That's nice.
Well,
Yeah, I know. That's not a relationship we have.
It's your money. That's the thing.
He would tell me that. He'd be like,
You're
yes, don't
taking
go to it and give yourself $300.
The money in our bank
But
account.
don't do it a lot. Don't do it a lot.
Me and Daniel, this company is a partnership. All the money we have in our business account is split between me and Daniel 50-50. So that money is ours. So essentially,
We should start doing virtual appearances and giving ourselves money.
But the thing is, like, I know this sounds like, I don't know, stupid or whatever.
I don't think it sounds stupid.
But
I do.
But we own the damn business.
Yeah.
So then you start looking at it differently.
No. What you're saying is like, no, I think most people are picking up what you're laying down. When you look at it, what the value of your time, the value of that execution of you going out there, whatever, when you look at it and then you know that you can just.
I've started asking people, like, I get paid direct because I don't own Bungalower, and if people want me to do stuff, it's not.
That's different.
Bungalower is a news group. It's not an agency,
Sure.
so it doesn't make any sense for them to pay me to
Of course,
appear.
yeah, and that
to
is
host
different.
a gig.
See, if there was somehow like I'm going to Aylstone for this pizza party coming
When is
up.
it? When is it? It's tomorrow,
I think it's May 19th. It's some Friday.
Christine says it's this weekend. In the chat room.
It's this
I don't
weekend.
know.
It's
I don't
tonight.
know. My God.
It is
Oh
this
my
weekend.
God!
Is it tonight?
No.
The Aylstone.
If it's tonight, I can't make it.
No, the Aylstone.
I gotta let the pee-pee dogs out there. I haven't been over there today. They're probably piss and poop crazy.
Their 1 year anniversary is Saturday, by the way.
Saturday.
So if anybody, and they got a bunch of awesome bands free, by the way.
Yeah,
Check
it's
it out.
awesome.
Where is it?
They're in
Christine
Longwood.
says it's
Longwood.
tomorrow, 4 p.m.
That's the 1 year anniversary.
Okay.
I'm doing this pizza party thing, but I'm doing it because they are a client of TND Media,
Right.
and they pay a monthly rate to be a watering
Right.
hole, and then I'm doing it as kind of a bump, like, hey, we'll just get together.
That makes sense.
But don't
whatever.
work too hard when you
But-
go there. Just keep it like, just normal.
But
Just schmooze.
Yeah.
Now it would be different. As like, hey, I'll pay you $300 cash about like a side deal.
You'd work harder.
That's not- but I can't separate it from the goddamn company because they're just paying I'm not going to take the money from. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
a
do.
weird thing. And then I'm like, well, am I doing it for $300? I'll just pay myself $300 back
no,
to
I
that.
get it.
Tracy's saying you're doing it because she forced you.
Yeah. Well, no.
A little bit of that too.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than just the cash. Although, again, but the grass is greener. I sometimes wish it was just like I was separate, and then I could just go make as much money as I want or do whatever. Because
And
that
do
would be
unlimited.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it were single with no family, yeah.
I keep telling Mike to do that because Mike's an amazing writer, and
He should.
and video stuff. And I was like, why aren't you just using
just
us as a
freelance and
platform
just
to
go around and just
do all the things?
Well, you go to your clients, existing clients that already have a good relationship, and you say like, hey, if you ever want anything extra.
Talk
You
to
got anything
Mike.
around town before we get out of here that we're missing to talk about? Do we need to talk about your belly flop deal?
Yeah, we're
Let's
teaming
talk
up with
about it.
Tactical Brewing, where I host bingo every Tuesday in a dress. We're going to
Can't
be.
believe
Does
that's
that calm
allowed.
down? Is that no? That's
Can't
allowed.
believe that's allowed.
Still.
That doesn't still
My daughter sees him every week.
It's not really allowed. Actually,
I drove by there Tuesday when I hit you up.
Yeah,
And, dude,
packed.
This guy gotten a little popular. That place is popping.
I love it.
now
Maisie goes, "What's happening across the street for the dance studio?" I'm like, "Don't you fucking worry about it."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you'll
had
be
to
over
chase
there
people
soon
up.
enough because you're out of school.
We
You're
had posted-
skipping school. You'll be
there's-
dancing for Brendan and his cabaret girls.
I would love to have some cabaret girls. For you. We did that
Can
male.
you imagine if I had my daughter dance with you? Yeah, it's got to be.
You get so much trouble.
I would get a lot of
You
hate
get so
mail.
much trouble.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. That's
She's a
like-
great
No.
dancer. She's super
They'll
cute.
lose their liquor license. You can't. That's a whole
Yeah,
law
it's a
in
thing
place.
now.
You can't.
Yeah, it's a-
What?
Yeah. I mean, we could spot, but I
You
could have her
can't-
walk
you
by
can't
there.
have
So
dra-
signing a cop's affidavit.
No
to it.
kids. No kids allowed.
I'll
No
bring
minors.
I'm bringing my son.
No, it's no minors.
minors.
I know.
No
I know.
minors.
I'm
It
bringing
makes
them.
you want to do
No.
that.
Who's gonna
It
go?
makes you want to do
Who's
it.
gonna give me?
I have
the
a
kid
piece of
cop?
paper on the door that says "No kids allowed" at 7 o'clock.
I'll
Put a
bring
mustache
them.
on her.
That's where you need to get back to. Breaking the
But
goddamn law.
This guy walked in the other
I'm
day
very
during
proud
bingo.
of you for getting that, dude. And Tactical, you guys are pumping it, man.
It's fun.
It
Thank you.
looks rad.
That's not a real law, is it?
Yeah,
it's a real law.
It's a real law.
I think it is.
legislature passed it. The governor's about to sign
Yeah,
it.
he's
We're
gonna-
waiting. It should have been signed yesterday. I'm surprised it hasn't been signed already. And
Brendan
it's-
will know before we do.
if you're wearing fake boobs or genitalia,
Yeah.
and there happen to be kids around, it's a felony.
The felony.
Felony. I could go to jail.
Guy's got it.
I could get fined.
He's gonna taking his wig off of the back of a cop car because he's doing
What if
bingo.
the kids like it?
Maisie does love it. Dude, that's the thing.
It doesn't even matter.
I'm not going to ask him.
I'll say before the law.
Shouldn't that matter?
Maisie saw you and she loved it.
Kids do love it, and I feel a little weird because they have big windows at Tactical, so people will be walking by and they always stop and wave.
Yeah, because it's
and
fun.
I'll say on the microphone, I'll be like, "That kid waved first. That kid waved. I'm not
joke.
grooming. I'm just here."
That's a funny joke.
Or a dad walked in with
fuck are
his
we
kid to
doing?
use the bathroom, and I was like, "I'll give you 5 minutes. You got to come in. If you're using the restroom, you got 5 minutes, and you got to get back out because I don't want to get in trouble." And no photos, and it makes it awkward for everybody.
What the fuck are we doing? Get to work.
You made the drag queen give an announcement about the bathroom, and it's fucking it all
And
up.
then I was like, I hope that's really your kid, and you're not just using me as a cover.
What are we spending
You're
our
blaming me for you molesting that child.
You can't do that at a drag queen bingo. Well,
What
we're
are
all
we
gonna get in
spending our goddamn time doing? Get the fucking work.
Well, it could actually jeopardize the pride. I just wrote about that. If you want to see that on bungalow.com, there's a story about it. We might not be able to have drag queens in the Pride Parade this year because if kids happen to be there,
and they
it's
will
labeled as an adult show.
Yeah.
The minute there's a drag queen now,
people are itching to do it.
It's an adult show, and that's illegal to have kids at. So we're waiting to see how that pans out because Pride Parades won't be able to have drag queens. They've already canceled a couple on the Treasure Coast.
Here's what's great.
I saw those.
The people run the fucking show.
One of those very old. One of those parades. No, seriously.
Oh, I thought you meant the drag queen.
No.
Bring your kids to drag queen shows. Sign the fucking affidavit yourself. Guess what?
Take your life back. Take your life back.
If we all do it, they can't stop us.
Take your life
There's
back.
only a small amount of cops.
Steal your boat trailer. Go to the drag shows.
We the people. Get the tattoo.
I'll even let you sign your affidavit on my fake titties.
This is America.
Is there anything
Get
else
the
we
flags.
need to
The
know?
belly
You
flop.
didn't even talk about your belly flop.
We have a belly flop contest on May 6th in front of Tactical Brewing. We're closing down the street. There's going to be a pop-up pool. We're going to have music. I'm one of the judges / hosts. Cholo Dogs is there. There's going to be a pop-up market. It's going to be crazy. I think it's 2 until 6 p.m.
There you go.
Yes.
That's Tactical. That's Bungalower. That's
May
Brendan. That's Cholo Dogs.
Yes.
Jordan, our good friend over there.
Yep.
Shout out to Jordan.
Again, the Ailstone 1 year anniversary is tomorrow. If you want to check that out, I got pizza party meetup coming up May 19th. I believe if that's a Friday.
Love it.
Yeah, we'll make it
all
happen.
promoted, yeah.
Sam will be back on Monday.
Yep.
Go and hit up her Patreon. And her Semantics podcast. If you have not heard her show, her and her husband do a damn fine show that I think you will like. Go and subscribe to Semantics podcast and find her Patreon. Throw her a couple bucks. I know she could use that for her birthday. And happy birthday, Sammy. It looks like she went out to Sedona, Arizona with her husband and had a
those photos look great.
magnificent time. Man. In fact, last night she even posted I think a Facebook message that said, and I wanted to make fun of it. It was so positive. It was like, oh my God, thank you so much for all the nice birthday wishes. This trip has made me like believe in life and the people in my life. And I was like, oh my God, it's like a heartfelt.
She was checking in with me yesterday to make sure I was coming. I was like, you better shut the fuck up and get back out there and live.
Yeah. She's killing it. So I'm glad they're having a great time. Well
what
done. Happy birthday.
We should build stuff in the Grand Canyon. It's too much nature.
Yeah, I agree. Can you imagine?
At least a small city in one part. It doesn't have to all be empty.
Shut your dirty pie hole.
Can you imagine a lazy river in the Grand Canyon?
Just a portion of it.
A Grand Canyon lazy river, dude?
Yeah. I had a friend that died. She fell in the Grand Canyon.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a friend of
Colleen
mine.
Burns.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
Can we
know.
talk?
Why'd
No,
you
we don't want
bring
to
that
talk about
up?
that.
That's all I think about.
I think, and you can fill in the gaps. I believe she was just taking a photo.
No. They were on the path, and she took a step back to let somebody by.
Oh, it's
but
even
she
worse
just
than I
stepped
thought.
right off the
And that was
path.
it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was it. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
God
like 10 years
damn.
ago.
I know.
5 years?
I guess I still traumatized because I think about it every time
Yeah.
someone says Grand Canyon.
So did Sam. Sam knew her.
Yeah.
I mean, any of us that were in the Orlando media, knew of this person. A lovely person.
Sorry to bring it down.
No, you're fine. It happens, right?
Lazy River, though.
Yeah.
Haunted Lazy River.
That would have helped.
But Laying on a tube.
I deflect.
Stop it. Cut it all out. Eh?
This is where Brendan's hitting me with his hat.
Get to work. All right.
Oh, and we didn't even say you can't hear me on Jim Colbert anymore. So this is the only other.
Okay.
Oh, why'd you quit?
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on.
why'd
That's
you
the only
quit?
way I listen.
Fucking quitter.
to hear you. Now you're off.
Now I gotta text Jimmy. I can't listen to you anymore. You got rid of your gay. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Where's he gonna get another gay? I don't know.
You replaced me with a food blogger.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, those are the lowest of the
Yeah.
low.
Good luck with that.
Food
Are they
blogger?
gay? I only want the gay. Anyway, all right.
Gay food blogger. I'm gonna do it's a new impression I'm working on. Gay food blogger.
Do it right now.
Okay, ready? Penis tastes great.
All right.
Gay,
I knew I
gay
was
food
gonna
blogger.
come
It was
up.
a little. It was a little penis.
All right.
Or tastes like dick.
That's even
Come
funnier.
on. All right. Now we're losing our audience.
Tastes like
too gay.
everything.
Too gay.
One more. One more.
We never did that for Bushy.
One more. Everything tastes like dickin'. No? What's it?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Too smart.
Too fun.
All right. We'll see you Monday.
Bye.
All right, guys.